defy you.
I felt like that was a little early, Robert.
I've been giving you guys a long leash like this.
I guess, yeah. You gotta rein it back in. It back in. Yeah, because we're trying to work on those ones for the end of the year where it's like a 15-minute pew session that we just hear and turns everybody off of the best of episode. But
Robert's gonna start cutting us off at 1 second just to cut that off at the knees right now.
Pew, we're done.
Yeah, just one pew.
Just one, that's all we get. But what's happening, guys? It's episode 416 of Pass the Gravy. We got a fun-filled podcast for you today. We're gonna be talking about some Mary Jane, drugs, the reefer.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna talk about family. Family's what's important. All right. Family's what's important. We're going to be talking about all kinds of other stuff. We're going to tell you what's not cool. We have our first ever Pass the Gravy athletes we're going to talk to, both of them later on in the podcast. But before we get to that, it's the Precome Back Kids segment, the Precome segment that we do, where we just bring up anything we've been stewing over or thinking up over the last couple of days. I actually this Elon Musk space, Jeff Bezos, it's like it used to be like Russia and the US going to space, and now it's just like rich guys trying to beat each other into space. But that just brought me to like the thought the other day of like eventually like we're gonna have people in space, they're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff in space. There's probably someday gonna be like a UFC fight or like a boxing match in outer space. And at that point, like would weight classes even matter?
Yeah, because if you do that up there, you got to get artificial gravity.
But what if you didn't have artificial gravity? Is what I'm saying.
I think it would have to be MMA then. Can you imagine like grappling
the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys would probably dominate there because it's like, I mean,
actually, if you're going to do that in space, it's probably not full MMA. You're probably just doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu because you can't really like. I mean, you can still hit, but you can't really get any force behind it because you don't have any torque or you're not like planted to anything.
Right. That was just I don't know. I figured like it's bound to happen at some point in time. And that does make sense. You probably have to have some sort of artificial gravity that would like.
No, I'd be down for a 0G like jiu-jitsu tournament.
I want punches too, where you get punched and you just fly.
Fly. You have to have like some tether. You could have MMA, but it would just turn into a jiu-jitsu tournament, basically.
Most likely.
With the occasional punch, but I'd be down to watch it.
That'd be pretty tight. Boxing would probably be pretty boring then, is what you're saying.
Boxing would suck.
You just boom, whoa, boom.
Unless
Floyd Mayweather just hugs. He just hugs and they just float around hugging each other.
Unless you anchored them both.
They have anchored boots.
Yeah, and they couldn't move. And they were just like a foot and a half away from each other, just trying to beat the dog shit out of each other.
That'd be pretty crazy.
One dude gets knocked out, you don't even really know because he doesn't fall.
Fight on some sort of like beam or like magnetic ring, and they have like magnetic shoes. So they don't fly off unless they just completely get like knocked the fuck out, like knocked off their feet, Like
a punch actually lifts them off the ground.
Like you get uppercut, yeah, like Mortal Kombat, you just keep flying. It's like, see you later, dude. Adios.
I'm getting more and more on board with this every second we talk about it.
It's just like, let's make it happen, Dana White. I feel like you can make this happen, dude. Other stuff I thought about
UZGFC, Ultimate Zero Gravity Fighting Championships.
Yeah, dude. Like, let's start that verbal trademark if it hasn't already been created. We got dibs now.
Yes.
That is a legally binding contract. We're actually going to talk to our new lawyer today. When we get to our athletes portion of the podcast, but we may have just remember that put a note in that, Robert, and remind us to ask him that. Other little business idea I had was ashtrays, buying cheap ashtrays and call them pistachetrays for people that eat pistachios. Because you always want to put your pistachios in like it's either like an old cup or something, but like I think we could just market them only to pistachio eaters, like old people. And like at some like old people home in Florida, these guys just playing cards outside, eating their pistachios. You can put them on the table, but if you had pistache trays, I think there's a market there for them.
So I think what we want to do with this is we want to go to HEB. We want to go to like a Total Wine and More, maybe Specs, places that sell pistachios, and try and get them to put our product in there right next. Yeah. Or if they sell it as a bundle, because that's the only way we're going to sell them.
And really what I'm trying to also say is we just buy really, really cheap, just bulk ashtrays, plastic ashtrays on Amazon or something. And then we just put our sticker on them and call them Past the Gravy Pistachtray.
I mean, also because if they're really cheap, then, when they break, they got to buy more. But also this is confusing me, or not confusing me, but distracting me, because every time you say it, I think you're saying ashtrays, ashtray. No, but I'm not even hearing the ash in it anymore. My brain just keeps thinking that you're saying ass trays. And that's all I can hear now, and it's really distracting me.
It seems more of a you thing.
It's definitely a me thing, but something's going on in my brain where all I hear is ashtrays, and I love it.
How do you feel about pistachios?
I feel like you're gonna shit on them right now, which seems about Robert-ish. Is that what you're gonna do? Is that correct?
No, I feel like you guys are, because you're saying old people. I love pistachios.
No, I just in my mind, I always picture those some dude in Miami, some old guy in Miami. He's got the cabana hat on. He's playing dominoes or playing cards with the boys outside of some cafe or some old folks home. That's just what comes to mind. But when I eat pistachios, it's I'll just throw them in whatever cup I was just drinking out of or whatever, which is cool. But it's if I had a Pistachtray, it's perfect.
Why are pistachios so expensive?
I don't fucking know, man.
I would eat them much more if they would just bring down the price point.
It's like pistachios and beef jerky. Explain to me how we were just you know what? We're going to just take whatever they're probably worth, add $10 to it.
Some nuts like pine nuts, I get, because it's super specific. You have to track those down and get it. And they're this is part of the thing for pistachios. They're very delicious. But pistachios and macadamia nuts, no idea why they're so goddamn expensive. Bring down the price point. Let the common man enjoy.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. No, I 100%. I 100% agree with you on that. It makes no sense at all. Now there's more there used to be wonderful pistachios, and now there's 4 or 5 different mainstream pistachio companies. It's there should be.
Which you think would bring you'd think
yes,
the competition would bring down the price. Nope.
No, but they're in cahoots. It's probably one of those things where it's they just one of them just owns all the other ones, and it's just no. We're just gonna make it seem like it's competition, but really, we're just gonna charge them out the ass for it. But yeah, people are gonna go bankrupt on pistachios and beef jerky. If you just lived on that, you're probably very, very rich, I would assume.
I'm going to just assume that all pistachios come from California, and that's what makes them expensive, because the land there is just ridiculously expensive.
And avocados come from Mexico, because there's a song in one of those commercials that tells me that.
Yeah. Every time I see an avocado, which is a lot at work, in the back of my head, I hear avocados from Mexico, and I'm not tired of it yet. It's been going on for 3 years.
Great little jingle. But yeah, dude, I think pistachios, let's look into that. Really, I think there's only money to be made there, because you can probably buy a bunch of cheap pistachios. We have to make them.
I think so.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order some, I'm going to write a note to myself on my sticky notes, order ashtrays, which I'm going to forget why I wrote order ashtrays. And I'm was I going to pick up smoking? What did I say I was going to do? But whatever. All right, moving on. Another thing, I had a random thought this week was, do you think fish are stoked about global warming? I mean,
I think they
more
would
real
be.
estate.
If they knew it was going on, I would say 100% they're definitely going to be soaked on it.
That'd be a funny Disney movie, but not a funny Disney movie for some people. People get mad about it, but they'd be oh, it's Nemo being nah, dude, fuck the polar ice caps.
It's kind of all of a sudden there's just going to be more of what they have. It's going to be say you owned an acre and then you woke up one morning and you walked out your back door and all of a sudden you had like 150 acres, you'd be like, I don't know where this came from.
It would be like if another continent just appeared. Just in like, wait, what the fuck's in the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, if Atlantis just re-rose in the Atlantic.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, like that's kind of sweet. Like I feel like that's exactly what fish would do. They'd be, oh, tight. I used to not be able to swim here. Now I can. So I think fish would be like you're talking about people that are for global warming. I think it's definitely fish, aquatic life.
Yeah, they'd
probably not whales. Actually, whales could still live. Whales don't give a fuck. Anything that lives in the ocean doesn't give a fuck. Mermaids would probably be pretty pissed because it's like, now I'm just solely back to being a fish.
God damn it. I used to have the best of both worlds, and now there's only one world, and I got to hope for fucking Kevin Costner to come boating by just to pop my head out of the water, have any goddamn pluses to this goddamn fish body.
Like, and it would be like some mermaid that just learned how, like they just figured out they could walk on land, and then like the next
merman.
day, merman, or a Mormon merman. Regardless, who knows? Who knows? Whatever religion they choose to, observe. But like that, they would figure it out like that day, and then like the next day, like the ice caps just melt. They're like, fuck.
Do you guys ever think about how like the Starbucks logo is just the mermaid holding like her tails? She has two tails.
It's just behind her.
Yeah, because
it's a pagan symbol.
Because like was like horny like sailors that were like, well, she's got to have a vagina, so like she would only have a vagina if it's between two tails. So that's why they drew her with two tails.
Still trying to split them cheeks, man.
No matter what, somebody's gonna want to split them cheeks.
Mm-hmm. Gotta clap cheeks,
especially when you've been at sea for so long. I heard that they used to be just manatees. They would just be like,
yeah, they were just fucking manatees.
Crazy at sea, and they'd go, oh, look at that hottie over there. I saw she had tits, and it's like, no, dude, that's a fucking manatee.
I don't know what women you've been looking at, but
I've been off the land for so long. Anything looks like somebody at this point.
Which, by the way, how easy are manatees just to walk up and fuck? Like, do they not fight back?
I don't know if they fucked them. I think that they just like saw them, and then tales came of mermaids.
I'm pretty sure they were fucking them.
Somebody, you think so?
This is the way I've always heard it.
You think somebody was fucking mermaid or fucking a manatee?
Unless I just completely misheard whoever told me about this stuff, which I'm pretty sure it was a teacher. Unless I completely just misunderstood what they were trying to get at. I've been under the impression for like, I don't know, 18 years that old-timey sailors used to fuck manatees. Maybe it was just one of those things where I was young and I misheard it, but it registered.
Robert, if you want to do any sort of research on that to back up this claim, I'm feeling like he's wrong, and you definitely probably are misremembering this.
Did sailors fuck manatees? That's all you gotta.
Hey, any sailors out there, huh? You fucking manatee? Let us know. Maybe DM us. You probably don't want to broadcast that. Yes, I also fucked a manatee.
Oh, I hope I'm wrong on this. Like, it would significantly improve my opinions of old-timey sailors. Because I've spent my entire adult life and many of the formative years leading up to it thinking that sailors would like see a manatee,
kids this for years,
go up and just fuck it. And seems outlandish now that I say it out loud.
It does. It really does.
I can't find like a straight answer, but I can see that they did sometimes mistake manatees for mermaids. I don't know if that means that they had sex with them or what, but I just know that they mistook them.
I didn't hear that as a no. I'm gonna stick with my original answer.
It's not a no, but I'm gonna say I think that you're wrong on this, Pat. If anybody can prove me wrong, then
I bet you there was at least one sailor that fucked a manatee.
They tried to.
Well, he probably killed it first. I mean, safety first.
This is getting dark.
Like, he took the rowboat out over to the island, harpooned it, fucked it, went back to the boat, was like, yeah, guys, that was a mermaid, but she's sleeping now, so you don't go over there.
Don't go over there. Oh, she's gone. He just pushed her off the side of the boat. She's gone now. All right, we got to move on. Let's move on. Did anybody else have any random observations or questions that they had this week?
Yeah. Would you rather be the president, the Pope, or the leader of North Korea?
Ooh. The president, half the country hates you. The Pope, people talk shit about you, but you get a cool car. And the leader
and
of North
a cooler
Korea,
hat.
The leader of North Korea, everybody in Korea or North Korea like probably loves you, right? Or they have to.
They have to, and then the dumb ones think you're a god.
Oh, I don't know. Robert, what would you pick out of that?
I'm all for cool hats. I'm gonna go Pope.
Pope does have a cool hat and a cool car. And it's like North Korea seems appealing, but I feel like you got to make a lot of decisions I wouldn't want to make.
You get to hang out Dennis Rodman.
You do get to hang out Dennis Rodman. That's a big plus. But like I also feel like it's like, who do I have to kill today? And like I don't feel like I'd want to do that every day.
I think you guys are thinking about this all wrong.
Personally. I think I'd go Pope.
I mean, I'm already the Pope. I can tell you it's pretty sweet. I'm the Pope of Houston. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah. People forget that.
I would pick leader of North Korea, and I would reform Korea and join the global economy.
You would not reform.
You would totally be a villain, dude.
Are you kidding me?
You would
totally be a villain.
You would fall in love with that way of life.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still the leader of North Korea.
Agree,
I'm appointed for life. But if I get to be the guy that brings that stops Korea from being a fuckhead country and brings it into the global economy, and in this situation, I'm thinking that I murder Kim Jong-un and take over.
Do we still have the podcast? Are we still doing the podcast?
Yes, except we have more resources now.
I was going to say, actually, that would be good for us because then we'd be like the number one podcast in North Korea.
We would definitely be the number one podcast in North Korea because it would be like, so if I'm in North Korea, I'm going to institute a program where everybody gets a cell phone. We're going to bring everyone into the 21st century. We're going to give everyone internet access, and it's going to be like
government that goddamn cell phone.
Yeah. No. It's not a government cell phone. You just get a cell phone, but it's going to be like that U2 album where Pass the Gravy automatically downloads onto your cell phone.
Okay, actually, I'm going to shift back to Pope with Robert because if you were the Pope, you could just start a podcast and everybody's going to listen to the Pope's podcast.
Well, you can be the Pope. I'll be the leader of North Korea. We'll do a co-podcast.
But then you could hand out phones at churches.
Pope the Graveria.
Still have the same thing. Pope Graveria. It is just the Church of Gravy.
Well, no, you see, you're the Pope. You can't start a new church. That's blasphemy.
The Pope goes to church.
I'm going to take North Korea. Like, if I got to kill Kim Jong-un and take over his country and bring it into the world, it would basically be like America.
But you have to kill whoever the current guy is.
I mean, I think I'm doing the world a good thing.
Right, but that would mean that Robert and I would have to kill the Pope to become the Pope.
No. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
I'm just saying I would like to kill the leader of North Korea.
Well, I wouldn't want to kill the Pope. I would like to just think he just disappears and it's like, all of a sudden it's just like Alex
give it 2 years.
Guy.
He's probably most popes don't live longer than like
whoa.
No, if you look at it, most popes usually don't live longer than like 8 years because they're already super old and it's a super demanding 24/7 job. I don't know how long.
I guess running a country isn't.
Right, running a country doesn't seem that difficult.
I'm not saying it's not difficult, but presidents don't die within 8 years most of the time.
I mean, I know that if I was the president of the U.S., I wouldn't handle it well. I wouldn't know
either
steps, and it would just be it'd be chaotic, and it would be but I wouldn't be I try not to be like Trump, where I think I definitely would have my trolley moments, but I try not to do it about serious issues. And I think a lot more of my press conferences would just be like, guys, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. Why did you elect me? Why am I here? I have no idea, dude. I don't know how to stop this. What do you want to do? Can we just vote? Show of hands, guys. What do we do?
So North Korea is roughly the size of if you took down around this Houston area, went down a little bit, and then just kind of diagonally knifed it to the upper right corner of Texas. That's North Korea without even hitting the east of Texas. So it's not a big area to rule. I think I could rule that area. That's what I wouldn't want the responsibility of the entirety of the United States, but basically I'm ruling Central Texas. I think I can handle that land.
So you go to North Korea, and Robert and I were just gonna go Pope.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then like I could just be like, I'd find another cool country with like all the coolest leaders, and I'd just be boys with them.
You just go to like the Baltics and find like who runs Serbia or some shit like that. I hope Serbia is not like a bad country or run by like a dictator or anything like that. I don't fucking know.
I think I would probably become
What's Kazakhstan doing?
No, with the Scandinavian countries. They just seem like chill people.
Dude, get in with the Dutch, dude. They seem chill too.
Maybe Swiss.
The Swiss and the Dutch. Yeah, Swiss is solid. He's like, they're not gonna turn on you.
Yeah.
They're not gonna back you up either, but they're just gonna be like, dude, I don't fucking know. You do you, bro. We're just gonna chill here.
I'd like sign a treaty with Australia and be like, I'll sign your treaty, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
Basically, yeah.
And if the leader didn't laugh, then I'd be like, you're a nerd. Never mind. Fuck this treaty.
Treaty canceled. I'm declaring war. I'm like, see, Pat, this is why you shouldn't lead.
No. I just no wars. North Korea can't beat shit. They can't even create a fucking missile that works.
All right.
So I think I'm bringing into question the crawfish streak.
Why?
There's from what I saw, you posted. I have the receipts right here. You posted one on Sunday, June 27th, and then the next one was.
Oh, that was because Monday. It was 4th of July, and I was drunk and forgot to post it.
I don't know. It got posted on Monday, June 5th.
Correct, but like it was still consumed, and I still did it the day before. I just didn't post it.
How am I supposed to know that it was?
I mean, I have.
It's an honor system, Robert.
I would have put it past Alex to like maybe like sneak it in.
Why would I fudge that? I wouldn't fudge that
because you wanted to keep going. You wanted to keep going.
No, believe me. At a time like this, it would be like, dude, okay, now it's just like that's one less thing I have to worry about. And like, if you want to see my DMs every Sunday around like noon, where it's like, bro, where's the crawfish? Like, believe me, I abide by those rules.
Okay, I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to check in.
All right, no, I appreciate you trying to keep. I appreciate you holding me accountable. But like, I'm a man of my word. I'm not gonna ruin the crawfish streak like that.
Sure, I want to go back.
I would be like, it's over with.
I want people to tweet at me and tell us if they think I could rule North Korea. I want to know what the people think.
I mean, you could rule it. Well, I don't know.
If you think I could rule it, and if you think I would do well, I think there's a couple people that are going to be like, "Fuck yeah, Pat, you do awesome." And a lot of people are going to be like, "I don't know, bud." But you got to think it's not that big of an area. All I have to do is give people cell phones, dismantle the nuclear armada that they don't even really have, and just like open up North Korea to the world. Like, I think I'm good. So.
All right. Any more?
Let me know.
Any more ruling strategies? Dude. Turning this podcast into a game of Risk.
Ice cream Thursdays.
Okay, Ice cream Thursdays is cool.
I'm just gonna make my people
once
happy.
A week. Taco Tuesday.
Well, I mean, every day of the week can't have its own food thing because then none of them are special.
I think it could.
America has Taco Tuesdays. North Korea, we're doing Ice Cream Wednesdays. Ice Cream Thursdays.
Ice cream Thursdays.
Can't be eating a lot of ice cream on Past the Gravy days. I don't want to get too much.
You could eat your ice cream while you're listening to Past the Gravy. So I think actually maybe that'd be a good day.
Yeah.
Waffle Cone Wednesdays, then Ice Cream Thursdays.
Hey, you know what? If you wanted to rule North Korea, then you could do that. But this is my thing.
Well, in my Pope Church, that's what.
There you go. In Rome, you'll have Waffle Cone Wednesdays.
In Rome.
When in
all
Rome.
Right. Robert, did you have anything for the Precome segment, or are we just going to move on?
We can move on. It was just the crawfish streak.
Just the crawfish streak. No, I got you.
Just calling your honor into question. Nothing major.
No, I mean, 4th of July, excuse me for celebrating America's birthday. Getting a little carried away with it, all right? Watch The Sandlot. Fell asleep, watch The Sandlot. Because it does have like the best. It does have like the best 4th of July scene ever, where they're playing ball like under the fireworks, dude. And it was like I'm celebrating. I made some burgers, some dogs. hung out. There were like 5 dogs there. It was great.
I did get an invite for once.
You did, and then you
I could not make
didn't
it.
show up.
I told you I wasn't going to make it.
Well, yeah, but still, fuck you, Pat.
I mean,
regardless, let's move on. Let's move on from the Precome segment to the Comeback Kid segment, where we tell you guys what's back in the news this week. This week's Comeback Kid segment is brought to you by Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in all the land. This weekend, they have their Bombshell Pills coming out. Their Pilsner. We didn't get to sample it, but we did see like the imaging and the branding and stuff, and we were doing some Darling Like a Marlin stuff before our launch. It's awesome, dude. If you like any Pilsner style beers, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting to do that. I am still drinking. I don't know if they're still making it, but what is left of the lemon pies, and I think they're still in stores, but I don't know if they're continuously making them or if it's just what's out now is what's out. There's something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company, whether it's the Bombshell Blonde, the new Bombshell Pilsner, you want an IPA, they got the Conspiracy Theory, the Subatomico Juicy IPA. They have all up at the brew. They have the Mango Theory IPA. If you want something a little fruitier, Southern Brunch. It's basically a mimosa in a can. If you don't like beer, you're gonna like a Southern Brunch. We also really like here our favorite beer, besides the Darling Like a Marlin that was just a limited release that I still have a bunch of. The Strawberry Bombshell Blonde. Can't go wrong with that. It's a wonderful summer beer. Drink one out by the pool. Best thing about Southern Star during the summer specifically is like it's a perfect pool beer because you're like, oh, Pat, let's bring insert rival beer company to the pool. Oh, no, that's got a glass bottle. I can't bring glass to the pool. What? Now I can't take my beer. Well, with Southern Star, you're never going to have that problem because they were the first to can craft in Texas, and all of their beer is canned. So you're pretty set up. You can just toss a couple of cold ones across the pool to the boys. You're not worried about breaking any glass. It's safe, it's good, and it's the best damn beer in the world. Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world, and the official sponsor of this week's Comeback Kid segment.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
All right, our first Comeback Kid this week is content, because content is back. I'll be your content king once again this summer because I'm doing this is my third of 5 podcasts this week. As I'm recording this, I'm going to be doing.
You just love to overextend yourself.
By tomorrow night, I will have done 5 podcasts this week, 5 morning shows by Friday. So that's like 10 shows basically in 5 days. Not to brag, not to pat myself on the back, but yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I mean, handshake, buddy.
Hey, I put out the content. You guys can enjoy it. All right. Well, we got Pass the Gravy Bro put out our first episode last night. Emma, me, and Chris, Pat. Hopefully you're gonna be able to hop on maybe tonight or next week or something like that. The premiere of Big Brother is tonight. That's our Big Brother only podcast. We will do our Big Brother pool. Congrats to I already awarded, I believe it was Shannon Davidson. He won the Big Brother scholarship where I paid for his Paramount Plus for the summer, and I wish I had his name pulled up, but it's Daphne's husband. Daphne's husband won. So yeah,
and I just remembered yesterday because I was looking through my bank account, my bank account, my Bank of America account. Yeah, I was scrolling through and once again saw that CBS fucking bill. And I just never turned off all year. Talked about it like 2 months ago and a month ago. Whatever, it's that season again now.
Let it ride, dude. Let it ride. But yeah, so Claire at Big Blue podcast, we're doing episodes still. I think we're actually gonna maybe take a 2-week break here after the Euros, but then we'll get right back to 5 a week. And Pass the Gravy Bro, check that out. Free wherever you listen to Pass the Gravy. It will also be up there too. After every episode of Big Brother, you can tune in to our Facebook page at Pass the Gravy Bro, and we're gonna do like a Facebook Live for the podcast, so you can like interact with the podcast live and in real time. So Pass the Gravy Bro, check that out. And then yeah, Claire Big Blue podcast and Pass the Gravy. I'm just crushing it with the podcast game, but content is back, guys. Content's back, and don't say I didn't ever do nothing for you. All right, because I'm pumping that content out.
Don't tell me what to say.
Oh, I won't tell you what to say. I'll tell you what not to say. Regardless, our next comeback kid is family. Family. It's
Family.
back. And Vin Diesel is back with it because like it was like this weekend that those memes just kind of blew up, right?
I don't. Yeah, out of nowhere, I was like, why are all the family memes happening? Did a new trailer get released? Which I don't think it did.
The movie came out.
But like that came out like 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, not everyone's watched it. They didn't want to go like that first wave.
But half of the memes don't even have anything to do with the movie.
Didn't even know the movie was out.
It's just, but what about family? Olive Garden, but what family? I saw the Friends cast. Everybody was like, Vin Diesel's face was photoshopped on all of them. And instead of it saying Friends in that font, it just said family.
Because that's a big thing in those movies. You don't turn your back on family.
No, we get it. We get the show.
But like they've also had like 9 movies to get that. It's like, that's not like a new bit, is it?
No, but it comes back around.
My favorite one I saw, it was, Booker for the Suns drinking out that obnoxious water bottle that just said Book on the side of it, or Book or whatever. And it had like, there was another NBA player that drank, I think it was Chris Paul, that drank out of one that said like Mike's Secret Stuff. And then there was Vin Diesel drinking a Corona, and over the Corona it just said family.
They're so dumb. They're so dumb, but like I laugh at all of them.
It's good.
Are the Fast and Furious movies the best movies?
No,
absolutely not.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
Are you trying to say the best franchise?
They like know their audience so well, and they deliver exactly what the audience wants. It's not like
I want to see cars go fast, and I want to see things jumping. Vroom, vroom.
It's not like Star Wars where fans get upset, or maybe like Aliens and stuff like that. Like Fast delivers exactly what the fans of that franchise want, and they're surprisingly diverse. Like before, like that was a thing.
Right. Well, it feels like I think a lot of people watch it as well because they know how
bad it is.
Bad, yeah, and it's just kind of like, okay, like I saw a clip of, I don't know if it was this most recent one or another one, but like there's it looks like you're watching out of a spaceship, and then a car just goes whizzing by with like a jet thing in it, and it's was it Tyrese?
Yeah,
from Fast. He's in a fucking like space helmet, and I was like, what? They're in space now? What are we doing? How do we get there?
I mean, that's just.
And it's like at that point you're like, okay,
next?
like you can't like, that's not even realistic, Vin Diesel. Let's not like make it realistic. Is that what it is?
Fast 10 is going to be time travel.
Fast 10, your seatbelt.
That's how they top it.
I'm gonna drag race in the Coliseum for my
He's
family.
like racing it. He goes back and he races on chariots.
No, they're gonna time travel back to like the first one. And then they're just gonna CGI
just restart all of it.
And CGI what's his name back into the movies.
I miss Paul.
Sup, cuh?
I don't watch them. I respect people that like them, but it's like you're right. Like people, they do know their audience, and like I respect somebody where it's like, dude, this is what we do. It's like Dude Perfect. Like it's easy to make fun of Dude Perfect until you realize like they're marketed towards kids. And it's like, that's not really for us. Where they're like, oh, wild and wacky, bro. And it's like, that's easy for us to make fun of. But like their audience is like 12-year-olds. And they think that's awesome. So it's like, yeah, I need to be stopping a dickhead. Because obviously Fast and Furious make a fuckload of money more than I'm ever going to make. Because it was like the box office record for post-pandemic easily. I think it was like the most selling in the last 2 years in the first weekend or whatever it was. But like, Vin Diesel knows what the fuck he's doing. It's not my thing.
I was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about how they want to go see it in 40X, which is
what does that mean?
It's like so the chairs have like a rumble feature.
You're in the car.
There's like smoke. If there's a water
4D.
scene, yeah, 4D.
4.
The letter D. The letter
I
X.
thought you said 40X.
No.
Like 40X. I was like, what the fuck is there a new type of film?
No, so the seats have like rumble features, like there's smoke, there's water, and like apparently it's a really good experience for that particular
like a ride.
Essentially, in the movie theater, yeah.
But like, when you feel like
it's a 2-hour-long fucking roller coaster.
I was just eating popcorn. Now my popcorn's all soggy, you assholes. I didn't know there's gonna be a water scene in the first 15 minutes.
They make it sound fun. I don't.
It kind of does sound
4D
tight.
things are dope. 4D and IMAX, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Half Baked in it, and they just hotbox the theater.
That would be
They're
fucking
like,
tight.
Get it? It's 40x. They're like, it's not. It's just a regular theater. You just hotboxed. No.
I mean, why not?
Anyways, though, family's back. Vin Diesel's back. I don't watch the movies, but the memes are pretty funny. So
also, I'd say,
and they just kind of snuck up on me too. So
to counter Robert's thing, another movie franchise that knows their fan base and it's diverse. And all that. I mean, fucking 007.
Yeah, everybody's dad at one point had like their generation's Bond, and now we sort of have ours. But like, regardless, it's like a cool movie to just watch because you're like, oh, tight. Like,
not everyone is hit.
He's gonna shoot shit.
Which, like, most Fast fans would even say Tokyo Drift was kind of shitty. But
that was like the second movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. 1 out of 9, which is probably the same clip at which Bond ones have missed, because Quantum of Solace I didn't think was very good. And then there was the George Lorenzo or something. The one that he was Bond in was fucking terrible.
Didn't see
and then yeah, it wasn't that's the one. It's like In Her Majesty's Secret Service. Don't ever watch that one. It's fucking awful. And then like one of Timothy Dalton's ones wasn't very good. I can't remember which one, but and there's like 27 Bond movies.
All of them. They have to make video games with all of them, or I'm not going to care.
Fast and Furious video games.
Also, that seems like an easy one to make.
Also,
drive to save your family.
Also, the Fast and Furious movie titles are a mess. But they work somehow.
F8. I'm swear to God, for like 4 years, I've said fasten your seatbelts. I am going to lose my shit if that's not the name.
So the first one was The Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
Then came Too Fast, Too Furious.
Which makes sense too.
Yeah. Then it was The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. And then for the fourth one, they just dropped the, so it was Fast and Furious.
I remember that. That was hilarious.
And then for the fifth one, Fast 5, they dropped the Furious. I guess they weren't mad in that one. They were mad again in 6 because it was Fast and Furious 6.
Was that when there was all the Fast and the Furious?
No.
Okay.
And then they stopped going fast, and it was just Furious 7. And then, of course, The Fate of the Furious.
Oh, yeah, The Fate of
F8.
the Furious.
And this one's just called F9. There's no, like, anything. It's just F9.
It's like they just try and see if you're going to catch it. Like, watch them just take out, like, the F. It'll be like, Urious. And you're like, what?
No, the 10th one's just going to be F's in the chat.
No, it's going to be Fast 10. Your seatbelts. I swear to God, Vin. You're listening.
No. That's not going to be the name of it, but that's going to be the tagline.
It better be included somehow. I'm going to be upset. I will riot.
That's going to be the tagline.
You know what? I'm not going to watch it if it's not called that, okay?
If it's not Fast 10 your seatbelts, Alex is going to watch all 9 of them but refuse to watch the 10th.
That's exactly what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. All right, moving along. Our next comeback kid this week is Weed at Devil's Lettuce, because Sha'Carri Richardson, the fastest woman in the world, she tested positive for marijuana in a drug test, which is illegal according to the Olympic Anti-Doping Agency.
Should have used Alamo Remedy.
She let down her family.
She could have let. A lot of people are saying she did let down the family, her Olympic family, at least, if nobody else. But I mean, initially when this came out, yeah, like everybody was talking about how stupid it was. I really thought like she came out and was like, "Look, I knew what the rules were. I also knew the consequences of my actions, and I still did them." And I think like she was very well spoken. She said the right stuff. But like online is like, can you believe that they're doing this? And there's all this other stuff like this, like some conspiracy thing. And it's like, I 100% think it's a fucking stupid ass rule that like you can't smoke weed and run in the Olympics. I 100% am with you on that. But at a certain point, it's like, if you're training to be Olympian and that's one of the rules, it's kind of like, that's on you. And she has not been like, this is bullshit. She's not been the one saying it. It's other people on her behalf, I feel like, are trying to say that. And it's like, no, I get it. Yeah, it's a stupid fucking rule. But just because it's a stupid fucking rule doesn't mean it's not a rule. And so when you don't follow that rule, like there's consequences to it. I think it was a bigger deal that they left her off the relay race where her suspension would have been up. I don't know why. Was it just to not create a distraction? Like, she was the fastest person in the world, the fastest woman in the world. Why not?
I just assumed that maybe like in qualifiers she didn't like earn her spot in that or something. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Now it's just about like it's legal in Oregon where she was smoking, but it's also like not illegal or not legal all over the world, which is kind of like Olympic rules, you know?
Also, I mean, if you want to just slide in a hot seat Olympics, I saw that they just declared a coronavirus emergency.
Oh, that's
Tokyo.
Good.
Tokyo did, or Japan did. 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out. Good timing. You'd think if you were an island nation, you might have a better handle on this, but apparently not.
Yeah, it seems like a problem. Definitely seems like a problem. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm gonna watch the Olympics, but when it comes to like Olympic news, I don't really fucking care
at all.
You know, it's like
you know what the Olympics is good for?
Basketball. I know like that. I know that, but like
what's
I
on?
Don't know.
Oh, look, there's an event on. I'll have
it's
it on
all day. All day. Yeah, it's like Euros for people that don't really care about soccer. Like you're like, hey, I can watch a game. That's a good way to bridge the gap until like my sport comes on. And by the Olympics, it'll be like just baseball.
No, I mean like
I'm not knocking baseball, but sometimes you like want to watch some other stuff. But like now you have like NBA finals, Stanley Cup final, which I think will probably end tonight. But like you're gonna have just baseball. We're gonna go through just that phase, and it's like we're gonna not appreciate it. Let's think about this when we come to the just baseball phase of this year. Remember how much it fucking sucked last year. Like this time last year, we didn't have any sports, and then we just had baseball for a little bit. No, but it's like let's never like take just having baseball as the only like real sport going on as like a thing. I mean, yeah, they got the French Open going on. I don't know what stage of the French Open they're fucking cycling on today. But
could not care less. Wimbledon
going on.
Sucks. Tennis sucks.
Tennis fucking sucks because it ruins like in the mornings I come in and I like to have Sports Center on while I'm working, like while I'm getting ready for the show, and it's like I don't want to fucking watch Thomas Tsitsipas against some guy I don't fucking know. Like, where is Sports Center? Where is Sports Center? I can only get ESPN and ESPN2. I don't have ESPN News. I can't just go to watch Sports Center there.
In high school, when that was all we had, there was no like NFL network. There was no MLB network. There was no FS1. When you wake up in the morning and you just have like 20 minutes to watch Sports Center before you got to leave the school, and you turn it on and tennis is on, so you just turn it the fuck off and just go to school early.
You just
like, that was the worst shit ever.
The French Open is kind of the same way too.
I think that's why I fucking hate tennis so no, because they did not turn off Real Sports to put that on. They would just find a fucking channel and play it at night. Now it's just Wimbledon. It was just like, oh, this is a major sporting event. We have to cover it. No, you fucking don't, ESPN. Cover Real Sports. And don't get me wrong, every so often there's a tennis highlight that's awesome, or like if it's the final, show the final.
Dude, that's cool.
Everything leading up to it means nothing unless like the two major guys are in the same bracket and they have to face each other to get to the final. Show the big matches. I don't need to see the first 4 fucking rounds of tennis. It means nothing.
Right? Yeah, watching fucking Serena Williams just beat the shit out of some like 16-year-old.
I got an update this morning. Roger Federer was upset. I was like, oh, cool.
I was upset about
that's all I need. That's all I need from tennis. Oh, who won? Did somebody
Nailed
get upset?
It. Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't watch any of it. Cool.
Yeah.
I know what I need to know.
At least I know I can maybe have a casual conversation about it because it is sports, but I don't want to watch it. I'll watch a highlight if there's a sick round.
Yeah. Yeah. It just ruins Sports Center in the morning. That's like, I guess, an early not cool, but yeah, we're gonna have just baseball as a thing, and that's gonna be all we have. But let's just appreciate that. But weed is keeping Sha'Carri Richardson out of the Olympics. It is a fucking stupid rule, but like that is also the rule. So I don't like being rules as rules guys because I like to rebel, but like it's also like that's literally what happened. You know, we can disagree with it all we want. Like you can say the speed limit is stupid, but if you go over the speed limit, you can still get a ticket.
Right? Like I speed everywhere, and last year I got a fucking speeding ticket, and all I could sit there was just be like, "Yep, you got me. My bad."
But what she should do, and hear me out on this, is she should just get like ripped. Like she should get stoned as shit and like do it right by like on a track. And then like the night of the 100-meter, I think is what she was gonna race in, she should line up and literally run the same exact length and just see if she would have beat them. See if her time would have beat them.
I mean, of course, that's the
right. But like it's like now she's super stoned. And it doesn't count, but it's like I know we all know who really won that race.
I mean, of course she was gonna win. But that's what sucks even more is like
we want to win more gold medals. We're America. That's what we do here. We make gold medals and we win them.
I mean, it's like us in China always competing for the most gold medals. And this is a particularly one where we want to beat them for what they've done. And
well, LeBron doesn't want to. That's why he's on Toon Squad, not Team USA.
Oh, of course. He's not helping America because it would hurt his homeland. Or adopted homeland, I should say. But if we lose the gold medal count by 1 now, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad at her.
Oh. No, I'm not even mad at her. I'm just gonna riot. Because I'm mad at her. I'm mad at the Olympic Committee. And then that's when we're like, you know what? They should have never had these Olympics. They should have called them off. It wasn't safe.
Because especially if we lose by 1 and we don't win in that one, and we don't win the 4x100, the 2 that she would have been competing in, where those 2 would have put us in the lead and not even a tie. Like
if we don't win a basketball, it's all LeBron's fault.
Well, I think we're definitely gonna win basketball because LeBron's not there, bringing down his teammates, selfish, and making it about himself.
And Chris Middleton's on the team too. So,
did you see when he was at his son's basketball game the other day
and tried to take over? Yeah, yelled at the announcer.
Yeah, the announcer was like, "Of course, Bronny's gonna get that call in his son's gym," and LeBron starts yelling across the court, "Hey, don't make this about me! Let him have his moment. Don't make it about me!" Like, dude, you're yelling loud enough for everyone to hear. Like this,
you're making that moment about you, you're telling him not to make moments about you.
He doesn't even know he does it anymore. Like, he's so fucking.
I think he just loves it. And it's like, yeah, man, if that's your shtick, go ahead, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he realizes he does it anymore. He's just so up his own ass.
Hey, son, let me get on your TikTok. No, Dad, I'm trying to make a name for myself. Your name is LeBron Jr. Fuck you.
How great would it be if Bronny, like, as soon as he turned 18 and goes pro or goes to college, whatever he does, if he started going by his middle name?
Or just LJ James.
Is it really? No way. Shut up.
No, I'm just like LeBron Jr., James.
If it's like Chris or Michael.
Michael would be funny.
People call him MJ.
Yeah. Then he'd immediately be better than his dad.
And he just puts out a post saying MJ's the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yeah, watch us love LeBron's son when he comes up and we're like, fuck LeBron, but his son's cool.
He gives one interview where he's like, yeah, my dad's kind of a douche, but aren't all dads dorky?
What are you gonna do?
My dad's a dork. He just happens to be the greatest athlete that's ever lived. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's good.
Which I will have
where we got to that from.
I will have a question for our athletes that actually has LeBron James in it. So I think you guys will
good. And we gotta make sure that they won't smoke. Double check, Robert. You make sure to ask them that. Be like, hey, you say you had. I know they don't play football in the Olympics, but you have something. Would you smoke weed even if it wasn't allowed, but you thought it was a stupid rule? Because they better say no. Our job is to keep our athletes on the straight and narrow while also fighting anyone that crosses their path and is an enemy. We're gonna learn who we hate. We're gonna stick the grave again. The dogs. We're gonna stick our dogs. Y'all are our dogs. We're gonna have to take out. Yeah, we're family, as Vin Diesel would say. Josh, make a meme. Josh Tree, make one of those memes. Our final comeback kid before we get to our athletes is Conor fucking McGregor, because he's fighting Dustin Poirier this weekend, UFC 265, 264, one of those. And
we've had more PTG episodes. Are we doing better than the UFC?
That is true. People are saying we may be, but what are your thoughts quickly? Who do you think is going to win this? I know that Robert, you don't really follow UFC. If you don't really care, whatever. But Pat, what do you think about this fight?
I mean, Connor's been kind of out of it for a while, and Poirier's the favorite, but I'm going fucking Conor McGregor.
I feel like he gets redemption, dude. I feel like he gets redemption.
I mean,
he always seems to have that third fight, and he wins the third fight, I feel like. Dana
came out and said, winner gets a shot at the title. And also, I love
He's not going to win the title, but I think I'm
Who's holding the belt right now? Who's holding the belt right now?
I should know
that. I feel like I could see Conor winning.
It's Francis Ngannou, but not Francis Ngannou.
Conor winning the belt again. I could see him doing that. And then in the title rematch, just getting absolutely like fucked by just a vicious right hand.
I'm looking it up.
How old's Conor now? Like 33?
Israel Adesanya.
Oh, fuck. It's Adesanya holds that weight belt?
Oh, wait. No. Is he? What is Conor?
I don't know what. Lightweight, right?
Oh, if he's lightweight, isn't he? Lightweight, Charles Oliveira.
Or is he welter?
Alexander Volkanovski. Welterweight's Kamaru Usman. Middleweight is.
I think it's Usman. Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said
win
Usman.
That, but still, Usman.
I don't know if it's lightweight,
case, but I think he can beat Poirier. These are two guys that are the prime of their career is past it. Conor has that money, yo, and once you get that money, you can still be a hungry fighter, but I just don't think he got that big payday. It's like the motivation's not as much there. He can fight I think he's going to win this. I think Poirier is going to fight well as well. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I just don't see Conor getting knocked out twice.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta try and just get off work in time to see it. Like, his fight probably won't happen until like 11, right?
Yeah, it'll be late.
Yeah, so like, I think my brother's gonna come in town because he wants me to order the fight anyway. So
he doesn't have a bank account, so he can't do that.
No, it's that my dad refuses to ever order any because he likes his TV bill to be what his TV bill is. He doesn't like fluctuations in it, so my dad will never order. Like my mom will be like, let's order a movie, and it's like $3, and my dad's like, fuck that.
They just charge the card that it's on.
He doesn't like it. So
that's where your brother gets that then.
Yeah. And I don't know. And in the past, I've just bought it, and he'll pull it up on his laptop, but because it's ESPN Plus anyway. But I think he kind of just wants to come in town and have a little weekend trip anyway. Get fucked up. Yeah, which I work all weekend anyway, so it doesn't really work. But yeah, he's gonna come in town, so I'm gonna try and just get off work Saturday as quick as I can to catch a couple of the fights. But it's a Saturday night. Depends on how fucking
maybe
busy
I'll get
we are.
it and we can do something. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out.
Oh, no chance. My brother's gonna go somewhere else to watch it.
Well, you can just drag his ass. But will they have it on there? If he can drive all the way to Houston, he can go just a little bit further.
He won't. He'll find a stream for it at our house.
That's illegal. We don't break laws here on this podcast.
I mean, my brother's off the grid. How are they going to find him?
When he logs in his IP address. And then he'll be back on the grid forever.
I was going to say he'll use a proxy, but there's no fucking chance my brother knows what that is.
He has no clue. All right, so Conor McGregor, I think he's going to win. You think Conor's going to win?
Yeah. I'm picking Conor because I don't know how to do anything other than pick Conor.
And Robert thinks Conor's going to win too by default because we said so.
Yes, by default.
Now, he just hopes both fighters have a good time.
I do. That none of them get hurt,
it's a fight, Robert.
Well,
they're definitely both going to be hurt.
Just that they have fun.
I don't want them to be hurt. They're going to get hurt. I just don't want them to be hurt. Okay.
How kind of you, sir.
That would be a really funny angle to be at if you're like an announcer for a fight. You're like, ow. It's painful to watch. You just never want to see that happen to a fighter. Like, what do you think you're gonna have happen to a fighter?
No, it'd be
He's
better
on the ground. He's getting his ass kicked.
If the commentator was like, "Oh, great positioning by as I was doing it, I forgot the name of any referees. If they were just commenting the referee, oh, Dan Miragliano, which is great positioning right there on that takedown. That would be great.
Yeah. But I think Robert should call a UFC fight at some point. That'd be pretty funny.
And that guy, he hit the other guy. Oh no, still hitting him. Still
down.
Hitting him.
He's down.
And it's over. The fight is over. It'd be like ASMR UFC.
Yeah, it would be.
Like you want to listen to the fight, but you're also trying to go to sleep.
All right, guys. Well, let's move along then to our final comeback kid of the week, and I'm pretty excited for this one. It is college athletes. College athletes are back. NCAA had the new NIL rules take effect on July 1st. So like literally the day after we recorded this podcast, the new NIL rules took effect. So that basically means that players can make money on their names, images, or likeness. They can earn money any way they wish through social media accounts, teaching camps, lessons, signing autographs, and a bunch of other entities, which include sponsors of podcasts, like podcast sponsors. So we decided, well, we do have some sponsor dollars. Why don't we just use that and just, sponsor some athletes? So we got Ryan Humphries and Cody Chrest from my alumni. These are two national champions, Sam Houston State University. I wanted to try and like sponsor the entire wide receiving core of Sam Houston, but like we're working on the funds for that, fellas. So if you're anyone else in the receiving core, just know it's coming. We're working on it. But we're gonna talk to Cody and Ryan, and we're gonna learn a little bit about them here right after this. All right, we are back with our first ever Pass the Gravy athletes under the new NIL NCAA rules. Now we got, are y'all employees at this point?
I like partners.
Partners works. I don't think we can hire you, but I think it's like they're brand ambassadors is basically also what they are. It's Ryan Humphries and Cody Chrest, wide receivers from Sam Houston State, national champions. We only sign champions to the Pass the Gravy Athletics. Do you guys think about that every single day? Like,
always.
I'm a national champion.
That still
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like you can't like not. Like, is that the first thing you think about every does it just come back in waves? Like, oh yeah, we did win the national title. That's it.
Well, I've slept better since then because I go to sleep as the national champion and I get to wake up a national champion. So yes, I would say it's the first and the last thing I think about.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's definitely a great feeling. I think once I get the ring, I think that's when it's really gonna hit me.
Do you know when y'all are gonna get them?
Sometime in August.
August is what I've heard.
Are you planning on are you guys gonna be wear the ring guys? Like keep it at home or like around the necklace? What's your plan?
Tuesdays and Thursdays when you go out, you gotta have the rings going on to like the Fox.
I would say
right?
I'm gonna wear it for special occasions, and by special occasions I mean going to the gas station, going to class, going outside to take the trash. Those are going to be the special occasions that I'm wearing my ring for.
I'm definitely going to wear it for a while once I first get it, but I got the biggest size, so whenever I wear it, I want everybody to see it. So
yeah, I did too.
After a while, it might become a little occasional, but it's something that I want people to see once I get it. So it'll be on for a while.
Don't be the guy
all the time.
Don't be the guy that wears it on like the chain around your neck. Because then you're like, I want you to see it, but I want you to think I don't want you to see it, but I want you to see it.
So, yeah, you tuck it under did this pop out? No way. Not again. All right. Well, Cody, you went to Harvard. How do you end up at Sam Houston from Harvard? Like, I guess Sam Houston is the Harvard of the South, as many call it.
So, I was injured for most of my career at Harvard, and I got a medical redshirt there. And going into my senior year, it just started to become a trend in the Ivy League where if you get a medical redshirt year, everyone gets their degree from, whichever school they're at, grad transfer, go play ideally somewhere better and get another degree. So that was my plan. It was going in there, have a great year, put up some films so I can go somewhere else, ideally close to home. I'm a Houston native, so that was exactly what I did. And Sam, I don't know. It was kind of a no-brainer for me. It's kind of crazy because when I was a kid, I look back and I would say I committed to an 8-5 team with the idea that I was sold with the idea that I was going to win a national championship, and that's what we did.
Yeah, like you could not have picked a better spot to land on that. But that is pretty crazy. Do you think you're like smarter than all of us in this conversation
No,
right now?
no, definitely not.
No, you are.
Sure?
Different than
You
guys.
probably are. I mean, you went to fucking Harvard. Just a couple of questions.
His degree is a lot cooler than all of ours for sure.
Yeah. Like just a couple of questions about Harvard. Like, did you at any point in your college career start some sort of like social media startup that you want to tell us about that we definitely won't steal?
I actually didn't, but my freshman year roommate did, and he ended up dropping out his junior year because he had so many investors that were ready to pull the trigger on him, but they wanted him to be full time, so he had to drop out, and he's doing well right now.
Did you kind of think about maybe I should like wait till he falls asleep, steal some of that, like boss, like or try like Zuckerberg him?
Yeah, Zuckerberg. No, we were good friends, so I couldn't do that.
He was good friends with the guy.
Yeah. Zuckerberg was pretty good friends with those guys too. How'd that work out?
Oh yeah,
they still ended up okay.
Do you miss the Boston accent being around at all times?
No. It was funny. One of my roommates he doesn't think he does, but he had a pretty strong accent. We always gave him shit, made fun of him for it. But if you ask me, it's not the most delightful accent.
I know all of my family is from the Northeast and Cape Cod and that area, so I get it.
Yep.
It's fun to be around for a limited amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You can only hear "hod" so many times.
Uh-huh.
So are you basically like, can you be like our lawyer? Like, will you like represent us in court if we have any legal issues? Can we just call you? I can just call you on the phone, like, Cody, we got a quick legal question. You went to Harvard.
Yeah, I could try it, or I could get some of my Harvard buddies to get involved.
There we go. That's actually, it's all about the connections, you know?
Exactly. Network.
There you go. Ryan, you were the holder of the year this year.
Yes.
So like, did you ever like in practice try to Lucy from Peanuts the ball, like just yank it up at the last second?
That would be a bad idea. I'm cool with our current kickers, so I wouldn't do him like that, but it would be funny. I don't know if Coach Keeler would appreciate that.
Maybe just like once though, like
yeah.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
What do you think would be like the hardest object ever to catch? Like not just a football, like but they're snapping it to you. Like if it, like what animal do you think? Like somebody would you catch a snake? You think you could get a snake down and get kicked off in time?
First off, I hate snakes, so I don't know.
Dude, you're gonna play, but for the team though,
I don't know if that would be my line of work. If I had to catch a snake. As a joke though, you were talking about animals. One time, my girlfriend, she has a Yorkie, and I convinced her to throw me her Yorkie, and I placed it like a football. So I guess I can do a dog. And maybe one day I'll get to try a snake.
I think you should just try like a dangerous animal. Like first a porcupine, because it's like, oh, I don't know. You gotta catch it at the right spot. And then laces out is the whole spike part, right? You're gonna have to give him that belly for him to kick.
Do you think laces out
the whole time, or you just like laces out? Like how much
I'm honestly
got into your head?
Well, during the national championship was the first time I'd ever held in the pouring rain. So talk about just incredible nervousness. And then you look over and the South Dakota State guy has fumbled 2 snaps in a row, and they end up losing by 2 points. So kind of looking back at it, I'm glad that worked out.
That's just got to be the ultimate flex where like, not only do you win holder of the year, you are not the guy that fucked his team out of a national championship. You get to look across the sidelines and be like, alpha.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a tough pill to swallow for a long time.
Do you think that since you were holder of the year, do you think that means you have the best hands in college football?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that because, well, first off, I'd say the best hands in college football is probably Jaquez Ezzard.
That was pretty good.
Fellow Bearcat receiver.
Best
but
speed in college football too, maybe.
As far as hand-eye coordination, concentration, quick twitch, getting the laces out, yeah, probably the best in college football.
Yeah, because you got to place it too. It's not just catching. There's two things.
Yeah, no, it's there's more to it than people know, and a lot of times when kickers miss, it kind of goes on the kicker, and a lot of times it's the snapper or the holder, to be honest.
How often did you lobby for the fake play?
Well, dude, we work on it all the time.
What's your word? Is it like fire, 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 fire? I know that was my high school one.
You don't want fire. Fire means something bad has happened, and
yeah, Alex isn't a big football guy.
Or I dropped it, but yeah, hopefully we get a fake in one day. That would be really cool.
That'd be pretty sick. Do you think you have better hands than Cody?
Ooh, I'll go hands. I'll give the hands to Cody.
Appreciate that,
What about you, Cody? Who do you think has the better hands?
I mean, Hump's got good hands, so I don't like to have to make.
We'll give Cody the hands, but I had tons of special teams tackles and fumble recoveries this year, so we'll go tackle ability. We'll go towards me.
Do the dirty work.
Forget special teams is a very important part of the game.
I'm pretty much a special team superstar, so yeah. I'm going to agree with you.
Did you get the James Madison? Was that the James? Did you recover the James Madison ball? Yeah.
James Madison fumble. Yeah, that was. To me, the James Madison game, the 21-point halftime comeback, is the coolest game in the whole run. Even cooler than the national championship, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, going back to like the blame that like Pat was talking about, like, so like in that James Madison game, it didn't start great. Obviously. Like at that point, like there's guys that make those mistakes and you're like, oh dude, so-and-so is going to have to fucking live with that. If this is our last, like, and then like you score or you have, you recover the fumble at some point and you're like, okay, well he's off the hook. Cause now so-and-so's last mistake was that, like, were you kind of like thinking about it in that aspect? Like, do you think about that? Like when games are like, oh dude, that's gotta fucking suck to be him dropping that pass or fumbling that ball. Like,
I think personally, you probably do, like if yourself, like if you messed up, but really we're all, I don't know, this sounds cliche, but we're all really a family. And I think that says a lot about our success. And
sorry, we've been talking a lot of Fast and the Furious today. So anytime someone says family, I got to do my impression.
But yeah, everybody's really, really uplifting and kind of encouraging when other people screw up.
That's good. That's probably like that. I feel like that kind of mentality is kind of what helped you guys win, you would say, like teams that are just hating on each other the whole time. Y'all did seem to kind of be like a cohesive unit. I know Keeler had talked about like y'all had the preseason the racial discussions that kind of brought you guys closer as a team, and then the freeze he said he bought all the shovels he could find at Home Depot in Huntsville, and you guys were shoveling the stadium to be able to practice on it too. So it felt like it was kind of like the perfect storm of just like stuff you didn't necessarily want to have to happen, but that did happen, and that like turned out to be like there's teams that like that just like you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, and then you just go through the motions, and where you guys used it to like better yourselves as a team. It kind of seemed that way on the field too, not just when he was talking about it. Cody, what is the square root of 169?
Quick answer, don't know.
Okay, I was gonna add a couple Harvard questions. I was just gonna throw out. We don't know when they're coming, but they're just coming.
You can tell he was a Harvard student athlete and not just a Harvard student.
Hopefully I can give you a quick answer on one of those and get it right. Keep up the smart guy image.
There you go. If we'll just cut it out, Robert, cut the parts out and just like put that robot voice in where he says the right answer. We're all about, we're gonna build you up, guys. Y'all are on Team Pass the Gravy now, so like we got you. Who do you think's a better Harvard athlete? You, Jeremy Lin, or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Fitzy's kind of a legend. You see,
it's a national champion though.
He's not. And
so
I mean,
that on him.
Here's the thing: if we're talking about raw athleticism, you're gonna have to go with me. Fitzy was a quarterback, and I'm not even gonna put a basketball player in the mix. I think it's a different game, but Fitzy's got the credibility, playing in the league, doing what he's done. But we'll go with me. We'll go with me.
I think Ryan brings up a good point, though. Out of all three of the athletes we just named, you were the only one with a championship. So
True.
We're talking championships. I'm gonna go Cody Chrest. Okay.
All Houston legends, by the way.
All Houston legends. Actually, they are. They are.
Now you just got to beat Fitzy's Wonderlic score, and you're right there.
Yeah, that might be tough.
Wasn't it perfect?
I don't know if it was perfect, but it was the highest of all time.
Yeah, it was probably up there.
Yeah, dude, that would I don't know. I don't even know what magic. The Wonderlic test is really. I know it's just how many circles are in this circle or some shit like that. It's just quick questions, right? Like mini SAT shit. Do y'all do Wonderlic tests? Is that a college athlete thing?
I've never taken one.
Nope, not until the league.
I'm surprised you've never taken it online, Alex. That seems like something that's right up.
Well, I'm gonna now after this. I'm gonna find one.
Might as well.
And then we'll get you guys to take it, and Robert, cut this part out. We'll just say you guys scored perfect on it, anyways.
Perfect.
And then now we're gonna start marketing you guys like NFL teams. I feel like that's our job. We're not your agents, but we'll just be your unofficial agents until you get real agents that know what they're doing, and we'll just basically be at. I guess Cody's a Packers fan. We'll just go at Packers. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
We won't tag the Cowboys. We won't tag the Cowboys because fuck the Cowboys, right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no. Not a Cowboys fan over here.
Yeah, no, Ryan. We want you. We want you to go to teams that have a chance of winning sometime in the next 20 years. So we're gonna keep the Cowboys out of it. Obviously, no Bears. No Bears either.
Yeah, no Bears. No.
All right, Cody. Since you're a fellow cheesehead, I got to ask you: have you mentally prepared yourself yet for Aaron to leave? Because that's what I did.
I'm in denial.
I was at first, but now I've got myself in the mindset that he's gonna leave, so that I only cry a little if it happens, and if it doesn't happen, then it's just honestly, if he stays, I'm gonna cry more because I'm gonna be so happy.
I agree. I was really hoping that we would shoot for Julio Jones whenever he requested a trade, because I feel like that would have been a great.
Seems like it would have made sense.
Don't you think? But
for what he got traded for.
Exactly. I'm in complete denial, and if it does happen, I might shed a few tears. But wherever he goes, I'll still support him. I'll still root for him.
Of course. I mean, as long as it's not Favre to the Vikings territory.
No, he can't do that. That's not.
Well, I mean, we won't trade him there, but if he goes there after, it'll be just like Favre. I'm like, yeah, I hope he throws
for the Jets for a year. And then he goes to the Vikings.
I'll do exactly what I did with Favre. I hope he throws for 350 and 4 scores every game and loses every single one of them. But if he goes to the Broncos, good for him.
Yeah, I feel like the Broncos have to be the best possible landing destination for him.
But Ryan, it's fine. We've got another Hall of Famer that's just what we do.
I'll tell you what, he better be.
Is it next year's draft pick? Because it's not Jordan Love, and it's definitely not Blake Bortles.
How dare you, sir?
It might be Blake Bortles.
Okay, first of all, we're not the only company you're associated with. You better watch what you say about the boat.
Yeah, Barcelona athletes need to like the boat. He's a Barcelona
guy. I don't know.
He's a good guy.
I don't know which quarterback is going to be a Hall of Famer on that roster right now.
It's Jordan Love, man. That's all we do. We reload.
Look, not everybody can have Daniel Jones just waiting in the wings, all right? Dan God is ready to go do it this year. How much of a waste of money do you think it was to pay Dak, not Zach?
None. History says that you can't win without a quarterback.
You don't have one.
He does play that position, sort of.
We do have one. I think that the Dak stats speak for themselves. I don't think it's fair to judge a man off of the well, I'll be nice. The bad defense play over the past 5 seasons. But man,
what was your take on Tony Romo?
Tony Romo made a lot of bad teams okay or above average.
Okay. As long as you're not a Romo hater and a Dak lover, then we're cool.
No, Tony Romo is one of the most underappreciated quarterbacks of all time.
Fact.
If Tony Romo wins 1 Super Bowl, he's a Hall of Famer
at least.
If you take the star off his helmet, he's a Hall of Famer. Those defenses were historically bad.
Oh yeah.
I won't go that far, but I actually met Tony Romo 2 days before the national championship in Frisco, which was
he wearing Skechers? He
was wearing a blank shirt and a blank hat. So I can only assume that he was embarrassed that it was Skechers.
Well, I know he and his wife do those ads, so I was like, he's probably rocking Skechers all the time.
Yeah.
How do you think but we don't have to talk NFL forever, but how do you think the Cowboys are going to do this season? How do you think the Packers are going to do?
I'll go Cowboys. I definitely have them winning the East. No doubt.
All right.
The Giants, Danny Dimes is not the answer.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
He's kind of the prototypical random first-round draft pick quarterback from Duke. Also drafted from Duke was Mitchell Trubisky.
North Carolina. No schools.
Excuse me.
No your schools. Jeez.
Right state. But yeah, both busts. I do like Saquon. Unfortunately, he plays for the Giants. But yeah, I'll go Cowboys 11-6. And I mean, if the Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers, and it's looking like they're not gonna, it's gonna be a long year. I'm thinking like 7-10.
You agree with that?
I'm not worried about the Lions. They suck. They always do. I'm not worried about the Bears. They suck. They always.
Minnesota would be tough though without Rodgers, I think.
Minnesota's pretty good. I hate to give them credit. That really sucks to say. They're pretty good. But we always find a way to get it done. I mean, if you look over the past decade, we've won the division, 7 out of 10 times.
You've had 2 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. So unless Jordan Love
and now
Jordan Love next, hopefully.
And now we have a great run game for the first time. I'm saying with Aaron 13-4, without him and Jordan Love, I'm still saying 10-7.
I think
and the division at 10-7.
I think whichever way it goes with Aaron Rodgers, I think we're at least 10-7. And I think Amari Rodgers is a huge pickup. I think that was great for us. I'm excited about him.
Really excited.
I'll take the under on that if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play.
I mean, I gotta be optimistic, man. I just have to believe he's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's the only thing that saves my brain right now.
That's what keeps him going.
So as long as he doesn't miss wide open slants by 15 yards, like a certain NFC East quarterback with a star in his helmet.
Not to name names for teams, but
most 400-yard passing games since 2016 in the NFL.
That's because they were playing from behind a lot of times in garbage, and they had to it was just he's trying.
He is the new Matthew Stafford. Massive stats and lots of hits.
It's gonna pay off one day, boys. We'll have this.
Whether we're alive to talk about it, who knows?
In a year.
Sorry, just any chance we get to shit on the Cowboys, we got to do it.
That's basically.
Listen, I like you guys. I like you
guys. I know what the fandom brings. One day it'll pay off.
I grew up watching the Ice Bowl on like VHS and shit. So like I have hatred for the Cowboys, not even from just living here. It's from the old rivalry with the Packers.
I thought you were trying to say you were like literally like you watched the Ice Bowl, and I was like, no, you fucking didn't, Matt. You weren't even alive.
I thought that's where he was going, and I was like,
back in my day, how old are you?
Not.
I aged very gracefully. I'm 98 years old right
now. Cody, what is the capital of Maine?
Oh, nobody knows that.
I didn't. It's Augusta, actually. I had to look it up.
It's
fucking
funny.
random capital.
I did just take one of the capital tests the other day to test my knowledge. I did it with my girlfriend. She did a lot better than me. But no, there's nothing in Maine but lighthouses. That's it.
Yeah, like it doesn't even matter if you don't know the capital.
Lobster.
And lobster, but they got the whole Northeast has lobster. That's one thing that they do have that's good. They have lobster and they have pizza.
There you go.
And lighthouses.
So
All right,
all the good stuff.
All the good.
I got an off the wall question for you guys. If you got all of his athletic ability, would you jerk off LeBron James?
I mean,
Great question.
Honestly, without hesitation, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could do anything basically at that point. Like you just guaranteed a back-to-back national title.
Do I get his size too?
Yeah, everything about it. I mean, think about it. You have that.
I don't know. His communist Russia ties. Or his communist China ties. Maybe not.
I said athletic ability. Nothing about his politics.
Well, who knows? You have his mind at that point, maybe.
But I mean, I have to assume with the hands that you guys have, with the Harvard education and that size, you're going 1-1 in the draft.
No doubt.
It's just it's really difficult to admit the answer to that. You know.
We're just guys being dudes here, man.
But you saying
guys being dudes.
It's just guys being dudes.
Okay, so the answer is possibly.
I think if we're all being honest with ourselves, the answer here with all 5 of us here is yes. You know, would we want to do it? Probably not. But like at the end, like, you know, the ends pays off for the means, or whatever the fuck that phrase is. What is the phrase, Harvard?
The ends justify the means.
Ends justify the means. There we go. I was getting to it.
I think that is a small price to pay for salvation.
Yeah. And like a lot of money. Going forward.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, one more off the wall one. It's you don't have to jerk any guys off for this, but it's possibly even more scarring. Would you rather have to tell your mom everything you've ever done sexually, or she gets to see your entire porn search history of your life?
If you're not watching the video version of this, both of them are like, oh God, why did we come on this?
I'd let her scroll through my history.
Right.
No shame.
I mean, probably that one, honestly. That one's probably less scarring.
You wouldn't have to like tell her directly, you know?
That one's probably less scarring for her. So I'll agree with Cody.
See, I have 3 brothers, so my mom probably wouldn't be that scarred.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my mom, she had brothers growing up. She's got 2 boys. She caught me when I was like 13 in the family room. So like, I think she can handle it. I don't know if she can handle the sit down. I don't know if I could handle the sit down. There's a lot of whiskey being involved one way or the other.
I would imagine so. That's why she drinks so much now, probably.
Well, I think that's just because she's Irish.
That's that too. So let's shift back to a little bit about football. Sam wins the national title, like pretty solid way to leave the Southland Conference, going out as national champs. Like you basically just won the South. Like you have dibs on the Southland forever at this point, right? Like you're like, hey, we own you now. Like we just won.
No doubt. It's like we conquered that realm of college football and we're moving on to another part of America and to try and win another one, you know?
It's like you got promoted in like soccer, like you're moving up to like the Premier League now, right. Which is the WAC, which is like the WAC is cool because we get to call it WACtion, like you call the MACtion. Like that's definitely, is that like the best part about the WAC for you guys?
It would only be better if they let us play like on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whenever the MAC plays, you know?
Would you want to do that?
I wouldn't.
I mean, it depends. Like, are we playing on ESPN1 every game? I think the answer is yes.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, yes. But, oh, man, that throws things off schedule. That's going
to make for some weird weeks.
That would feel weird playing a football game on a Tuesday. That would not feel right.
It's like junior high, I think, is what we played like on Mondays and Tuesdays. In like 7th and 8th grade. Like, yep, I'm on the B team. Guess we got our Tuesday game. Yeah, and then you had like Friday practice, which is weird like that. Like, but so like y'all go from like, what are your thoughts on the WAC? Like the teams like Abilene Christian comes with you, SFA, Lamar. You're joining like Tarleton State now, Seattle. I don't know. Some of these like Dixie State, kind of a stupid name if you ask me, right? Like some of these schools just have dumb names.
Hey, they're actually.
What do you think is the dumbest name?
Well, they're actually they must have thought it was dumb because they're changing it to something dumber. They're changing it to Utah State Polytechnic University.
It's in Utah?
Yeah, I know.
Where the fuck did they get Dixie from?
But Utah,
the Dixie Chicks are from there.
Utah Polytechnic State, UPS. That was terrible planning on their
Why
part.
not just go Utah Tech?
That's so bad. Oh,
that is pretty dumb.
I don't know though. Talking about the WAC, like I think it's cool. I mean, anytime you get to play new teams, that brings like cool travel experiences. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be good in the long run. You know, they talk about maybe moving up to FBS, and that'll be after, you know, long after we're gone. But that's cool. I mean, I think money wise and TV exposure and all that, I think it'll be good for Sam Houston.
Yeah,
I
think you guys,
the name recognition of the WAC alone, like even though like it was kind of like not what it used to be, it's like I think like brand names like Sam Houston and fucking Stephen F. Austin, even if you want to rope them into that, even though they're a very subpar team, like that name recognition just it kind of I think strengthens it, because like Utah Rio Grande, Utah Val or UT Rio Grande, Seattle U, Grand Canyon, like that wasn't doing anything for me without like, oh, Sam's in there. Okay, cool. New Mexico State. I remember, I think it was Tim Flanders beat New Mexico State my freshman year or so whatever. No, it wasn't freshman year. Maybe it was my junior year when we went to the national championship the first time. That was when New Mexico State, I think, was FBS and they upset them. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever to be an FBS team. But like, I was like, I know who they are. But like Grand Canyon, is that like by the Grand Canyon?
I've never even heard of them, to be honest.
They don't have football. There's a so like some of those teams don't have football.
There's a few.
And some teams that were playing in the fall, it's like kind of complicated. Like we're conjoining conferences with the Atlantic Sun and the WAC for this one year. And so we're playing like Central Arkansas, Jacksonville State, Eastern Kentucky. So it's kind of a super conference when you add those teams.
Yeah, they're not going to really be able to say you guys had an easy schedule ever again.
No.
Or at least this year.
No.
I want to see you guys win another one. Go back to back.
Well, duh.
Move the WAC back up to FBS. Bring you guys with it. Bring Texas State back to the WAC. Because we can't win shit where we are now. I went to Texas State, guys. So I used to hate Sam Houston. Then we went up to the big boy league, and I didn't have to hate you anymore. No, we haven't won dick shit ever, really, since like '84. But we need to bring back the rivalry, or at least have the early season game where you play an FCS school versus FBS. Texas State versus you guys. I think you guys are still going to win because we suck.
Yeah, but, I was going to say. I mean, I'm not trying to start any beef or whatever, but I don't.
No, do it, dude. We're here for that.
There's no way Texas State beats us last year.
We're on the upswing.
I don't think we would have a problem with them.
I don't.
No, we're rebuilding. Our coach Jake Spavital, he's worked with a lot of he worked with Manziel.
Yeah,
with Geno Smith.
He's legit. He's legit.
He's got a pedigree. He's building us back up. But by the time we get to where we want to be, I want you guys to be there too, because you're already kind of there. You guys, I think the rivalry is missed within Texas. We don't have Texas versus A&M anymore. We need Texas State and Sam. We need.
And the SFA rivalry is kind of like, I mean,
is it a rivalry though?
Like Instagram wasn't a thing the last time SFA beat Sam.
That's what I'm saying.
Like just if we're looking back and just trying to say, oh, hey, look at that. That's how time works. I think it's been 10 years now, nine games. Do y'all know if it's going back to NRG next year?
It is.
Yep.
Like, can y'all like hook us up with like sideline passes?
I don't know about that, but
what about sideline? I can hook you up with tickets.
Yeah, we can definitely.
There we go. We'll take that.
Alex, you work for a fucking radio station. Can you hook us up with sideline passes?
Probably not. I don't think we
pull some media ties.
But if I go there with as media, then I have to act as such. My plan was to get kind of rowdy when we start kicking their ass again.
You don't. You don't afterwards.
No, you get your media pass, and then you just act however you want.
They just
know not to give you the media pass in the future. You just use your one-time go for it pass.
Right, yeah, Ryan, you got 2 years left?
3 years.
3 years. And then this is your last one, huh?
Yep, falls it for me.
So I can burn your media pass, right? Or
Yeah,
I can burn your pass. Like, it's
Go
like,
for
what
it.
are you doing? You're not going to go next year.
We're gonna have to
Okay.
be there for that.
We're definitely go to that. That's always one of my drunkest days of the year. Me and the old college boys, we always go and just get fucked up at a tailgate, and then usually are very belligerent, and so
Rightfully
we
so.
sometimes get asked to leave.
I'll
But,
You don't
babysit
want
you.
to do it at.
But yeah, dude, that's pretty cool. I'm just glad, like, I missed that game. It's like we kick the shit out of them every year. And it's just kind of fun to go, like, be in like that stadium and shit like that. But Cody, how many provinces are there in Canada?
22.
Correct answer was 10, but close. But close.
That's what I was thinking, 10. Then I was like,
It was almost 10.
yeah.
Okay, so like let's get to know you guys a little bit better. Who do we have beef with? You have the Gravy Gang at your disposal. They're a lawless bunch. That, if you have any issues, let us know. We'll let them know, and they'll get you taken care of. If you guys know what I'm saying. So yeah, Beyonce has the Bayhive. We have the Gravy Gang. Like, who do we have beef with? Like, who do Cody and Ryan not like that we now don't like? Who should we be mean to?
I got some guys.
All right.
Make sure they'll get on their ass.
Just tag them on Twitter and then hashtag Gravy Gang. Go get them, and they'll get after them.
And I'll just put the little siren emoji, and then they'll get it.
All right, I got 3 guys. Make sure we get after him. Isaiah Downs, number 13. He thinks he can cover me. Doesn't have a shot. Trey Smith, he thinks he can cover me, but won't ever do one-on-ones against me. So also doesn't have a shot. And then there's this kid. His name's Brandon Bloom. He just got a really boxed head. So if you guys ever see him, just let him know. It's just doesn't look good. And
do your thing.
Yep.
He's just got a weird head.
Those 3 guys. It doesn't look good. You guys will see some days. Maybe he'll pop up. Gravy Gang will get after him. It's just not a good look for him.
We're on it. Ryan, anybody that we should be aware of for you, buddy?
Honestly, my list of enemies is pretty short, so I don't even know who I would tell you. I don't know. No, I don't have right now. Now that doesn't mean in the future I won't need the Gravy Gang to get on somebody for me. But I think right now I'm good.
Okay. Well, what the Gravy Gang could do to help you is check out your podcast. You do host a podcast.
That would be great. Yeah, Walk On Radio, hosted by myself and fellow teammate Dalton Meyer. We pretty much talk anything and everything football. But yeah, give it a listen, subscribe, listen to it on Spotify or Buzzsprout. Yeah, it's pretty good. I would like to say.
I listened to it. It's pretty solid. What I thought was interesting is it weird where like you and Dalton sort of interview each other and you're interviewing each other about the national championship game, and he was like, all right, so like, Hump, what was Coach Keeler telling you and the guys? And it's like, but Dalton was also there. Like, was it kind of like, is it kind of weird where the times you have to like do that? Like, you're like, okay, well, like, cause somebody has to be the guy asking the questions,
Right. He's kind of the moderator of the episodes, and I'm kind of the Kirk Herbstreit, excuse me, where I just get off on a limb and talk for 5 minutes off of one question. But yeah, I mean, that, I guess, because sometimes we have to treat it like we're Sam Houston players, and sometimes we have to treat it like we're Sam Houston fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's a good back and forth, and like I just like that's I figured like that has to feel kind of like not natural sometimes to be like, okay, well, I was also in this meeting, but like right. To bring it up, I can't like nobody else understands how I would bring it, But check it out, Walk On Radio. You can listen to it pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then y'all got an Instagram now. Y'all both on Twitter at Ryan Landry 6712 and at Chrest Cody CHREST Cody. If you want to give them a follow, let them know you're from the Gravy Gang. And that you got their back. Do you guys have any questions for us?
When am I going to get a cool hat like that?
I ordered them. We don't keep inventory because we're poor, but like we have to like order it from an outside source. But I've ordered both of y'all's stuff. I got y'all some shirts, some hoodies, and some hats coming out that way.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah,
So
I'll definitely be rocking that.
And then Walk On Radio coming back soon.
This week. Yep, this week.
Nice. So check that out. We'll retweet you when that comes out. Cody, what do we got to look forward to with you, buddy? Just more touchdowns, more tutties?
Yeah, that's the plan. More touchdowns, more yards, more catches. That's probably about it.
So just brainstorming, coming up with some stuff for this interview. Like, what if just for a couple games you guys just took, instead of eye blacks, just maybe some gravy? Put a little bit of gravy, like right there as the eye black instead. Maybe try that for like a couple series, see if it works.
Yeah, and just like a little snack to get us energized between plays.
Yeah, it drips down in there. You're like, oh, now I'm fueling, and I'm also not getting sun in my eyes.
It's gonna throw off the corners too. They're
really the corner would be
smell gravy. They're gonna get hungry. Their mind's not gonna be on the game. You're just gonna burn them on a go.
I mean, just something to think about. And then just a couple things about Pass the Gravy that you need to know. Everything that you put anything in the world, if you put a handle on it, that's a ladle. That's what we discussed that here on Pass the Gravy. No matter what it is, if you take this pen, put a handle on it, it's a ladle. It's a bad ladle. I mean, stuff is not going to hold much, but it's a ladle. It's just whether or not it's a good ladle or not. Now, this is a disputed one that Pat and I have, but I think everything in the world is also a boomerang. Just if it comes back to you, it's a good boomerang. I mean, you throw anything.
No,
I say no. This paper can come back to me sometimes. If there's wind, it comes back to me. That's a good boomerang at that point. Most of the time, this is not a good boomerang. It's a boomerang, though. This pen, not coming back to me. It's a bad boomerang. It's still a boomerang.
I disagree with that one because the defining trait of a boomerang is that it does have that bend and start to come back. I can get on board with the ladle because it's just a shitty one, but it cannot be a boomerang if it does not turn. So I don't believe in that.
How often does it come back? How often can you grab a random object and throw it and it comes back?
Any random object is 100% a boomerang. It just
but more often than not, it's not going to come back.
Yeah, things. I would say most things in the world are not good boomerangs.
Hold on. If the Harvard guy says it's not, then obviously it's not. I've got the numbers now, Alex.
You would have me if there was a higher probability of something being thrown and it coming back, then I'd be sold that everything's a boomerang. But
doesn't that make it special when it is like a good boomerang? It's like,
then I appreciate it. Boomerang, but I think significantly more objects that you would throw would not come back.
They're like, what the fuck is this question?
Which means that there's a way higher probability of things not being a boomerang.
Just not good boomerangs, dude. That's what I'm saying.
This is my life, guys. Like every week we get into this shit.
The purpose of a boomerang is for it to come back.
I can get on board with the ladle, but I'm way on Pat's side with the boomerang.
Well, I think I'll win you over. You just gotta stick. You gotta stick with us for a little bit. But I think I'm gonna win you guys over eventually on that. Nope. Maybe though I know you can't really do like a ton of celebrations, but y'all can still do like the eat 'em up cats, right? Like that's allowed when you score. Maybe we turn into like an eat 'em up cats like ladle type thing. Like just ladle it up. It's just a little subtle, like as you're not gonna get the celebration penalty. Just eat 'em up cats, and they're like, what was that at the end? And we know.
If you know that deal.
Well, your hair is short, but Ryan, I see you got a little bit more of a flow there. Have you considered the mullet for the upcoming season?
Well, it's pretty mullet.
Oh, there you go. I couldn't see. Yeah, I went for a little bit too. It's been a while. I got to get mine retrimmed, but I felt like it was the summer of the mullet.
Yeah,
it wasn't your hair wasn't that long.
It wasn't. I started in like 2 weeks and then I trimmed it. So like it wasn't there. It's starting to get a little bit more length in the back. I'm getting there. By the end of the summer, I'm gonna have a glorious mullet. So like, what do I have? A month left.
I was going like full 80s, bad boy during the season. I was rocking the mullet and I was getting lines cut in my hair for every game. And after we were like 3-0, I was like, well, crap, I have to do this for the rest of the season until we lose. So So I just always had lines in my hair.
I saw one that I don't think I'm going to do because it seems like a lot of effort, but a dude had actually etched the state of Texas into the side right there.
That's pretty
and it was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe I could get gravy gang
Oh.
in the side of my hair.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick. What I guess with your hair and stuff like that, like what superstitions do either of you guys have like before games? Or just like leading up to games at any point?
I only have one, and it's super specific. You guys might get a good laugh out of it. So there's this candy called kazoozles. Well, they're not called kazoozles anymore. They're like Willy Wonka ropes. And the day before the game, I eat a whole bag of them, but 3, and then I eat the game, and that's it. That's like the one thing I have to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten too many and like you're, oh shit, I only have 2?
Well, that's how it changed. So in high school, there were smaller bags, and I would eat all but 1, and then I would feed the last one to my tight end who went and played at Notre Dame. He's with the Lions now. A good friend of mine. I would feed the last one to him. And then at Harvard, I didn't have anyone to do that. And the guy who did it for me didn't travel. So we were at an away game, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. And I ended up, I don't know, somehow it ended up being, I ate all but 3. And then I had a huge game, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm sticking with. And I've done that ever since.
On who the fuck is your buddy?
Brock Wright.
I was about to say, I was like, shit, you went to Cy.
Yep.
Well, it's a Cy Fair, right?
Yep, Cy Fair.
I'm a huge Notre Dame fan too. So
yep, Brock Wright, that's my man.
Brock was my dude for a few years there, man. I loved him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
In high school, we lost to Cy Fair in the playoffs.
Tight end you.
Sam McGuffey got us.
I mean, he was a legend. Yeah. I was briefly known as Pat McGuffey. I also had a penchant for jumping over things in high school. Quite a few pounds ago, but
not quite as well though. But yes, Ryan, what about you with any other superstitions?
I wouldn't call it a superstition, but I'm definitely all about routine. So like, basically, when I wake up on a game day, like my game day looks the same as any other game day. Like, I try to eat at the same times. I try to put on everything in the same order. I try to, I don't know, like little stuff like that, but I don't have, drinking 3/4 of a Gatorade bottle and saving it for next Tuesday, like Cody.
That's the only thing I do. That's it. Everything else,
whatever works. It obviously worked.
Yeah. I'm more about routine.
That works. I just like to find out, like, some people have super weird ones. Like yours isn't even like that weird compared to a lot of other ones I've heard from other people, but like that's just good to know. We got a little bit of info on you guys. It's good to finally talk to you guys on the pod. You guys are welcome whenever. Obviously during the season, we're gonna want to talk to you guys. We are clearly a very big Sam Houston podcast now, even though 2 of the 3 of us didn't go there, but I'm a big enough fan for all of us, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm on board, man.
And now we're all on board, and the Gravy Gang's on board too. So we're gonna definitely head up to a couple games this year. I know I definitely will, but then that energy game we'll be at that. But thank you guys for coming on the pod. At Ryan Landry 6712 and at Chrest Cody on Twitter. Give them a follow. Let them know you guys are part of the Gravy Gang. Thanks again, guys, for coming on the pod.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
That was an awesome interview with our Pass the Gravy athletes, our pathletes. We didn't even talk about like the nickname, but like we could have gone on forever.
We'll workshop it.
Pathletes. If you guys have any ideas, Gravy Gang, let us know. But I am stoked to be working with these guys. Let's move on to our What Would Jesus Do segment, guys, where you throw Jesus in a situation that he would find himself in 2021 if he were back here on Earth. Hashtag PTGWWJD to at Pass the Gravy Pod. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Nat Pat Deanna. And Robert is at Robert Barbosa03. This is the What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a matter of time. If he wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
All right, this week's What Would Jesus Do is from our buddy Javier Perez at Silkies_man. And he says, would Jesus have PTSD from crosses? Like every time he sees one, does he go to 1,000-yard stare, or would he be cool about it?
I think he'd probably be cool about it.
I think he'd be cool, but he's Jesus.
I think he'd make jokes about it. Like he'd be like, oh.
Like, the crucifix is still like a thing. He like couldn't go to any churches, which I felt like he frequented.
I mean, it's very big in the Catholic religion.
So like, I don't think he's
which was the original offshoot. I don't think if he did, a lot of things about church would have to
be bad.
Like I think he would walk into every church and just be like, oh, so you've just got like my dead body up on the wall there. Cool, guys. Yeah, that's
what the fuck, man.
That doesn't hurt me at all. Like he would make jokes to make other people uncomfortable and then just be like, I'm kidding you. Like he'd walk up to crosses and be like, oh, look at me up here, and like stand next to him with his arms up. I think he'd be cool about it.
I think he'd be cool about it.
He's a chill dude.
Yeah, he's Jesus, man. Like
Jesus is a bro.
He's not gonna make a big deal about it. Definitely. So yeah, I don't think he'd have PTSD. Good question though, Javier. Hashtag PTGWWJD. Guys, we don't have a lot of these waiting on standby, so hit us up with these. We're going to do this segment until we run out of submissions. Hashtag PTGWWJD to @PassTheGravyPod. Pat, will you do me a huge favor and tell our friends about Alamo Remedy CBD real quick?
Oh my God, I would love to. And this is an early not cool because as you guys, if you're watching the video, you can see I'm in a separate room. And I just now realized I left my cucumber melon lotion in the other room. So that sucks, but it doesn't suck when you do have it. It is the most delightful smelling lotion you can put on. Nothing in the world is going to beat it. It's not THC. You're not going to get any, you're not going to get high from any of their products, but it is going to mellow you out. It's going to have the intended effect. It's a medical device. It's really what it is, Robert. They've got, if you don't like lotion, if you don't really have the aches and pains that way, if you just, they've got the tincture oil. You just put a few drops underneath your tongue. They've got the, you want a little sweetness. You like a little candy in there. They got gummy bears. Pop one or two of those in the morning. Boom. It's like some people take Advil. We take Alamo Remedy. That's a smart way to do it. Say you still like to smoke. You got your bowl left over from college and it's packed away somewhere and you want to bring it back out. Pick up some of their hemp flower. Grab yourself, grind it up, pack a nice little bolt. Like I said, it's not THC. You're not going to get high off of it, but it's going to relax the ever-living shit out of you. It's really just smart.
And they got the new lip balm. They got it's just $9.99. Go check it out. AlamoRemedy.com. Promo code PTG at checkout. You're going to get 10% off of your order. Alamo Remedy and @Alamo Remedy CBD on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know that you are supporting the people that support the podcast. Alamo Remedy CBD, the official CBD sponsor of the Not Cool segment that will begin now.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
I'll start first because mine was really just rain on the 4th of July. Like I know that everybody's kind of that would be the third rain related one. It's America's birthday, man. We don't have time for bad weather on America's birthday, right? Any day that should have guaranteed beautiful weather should be the 4th of July. And it cleared up enough for people to shoot fireworks. But still, it shouldn't have rained on the 4th of July. Regardless, that was not my bigger not cool. My big not cool, it's not really even that big, is when you have, I had Monday off after the 4th. It's when you forget to not have your alarm on for like I wake up, I have my 3:15 a.m. alarm goes off, and then you guys know I have every 5 minutes after that it goes off to make sure I get up. I forgot to turn those off, so Monday morning, as I'm hungover from Sunday drinking and celebrating America, my alarms are just going off nonstop, and then you hit stop on one, and then 5 minutes later the other one goes off, and it takes you 4 times. You're like, fuck, okay, I'm just gonna pick up my phone and turn them all off. But it's luckily I was able to go right back to sleep because I was very, still feeling the effects. But it's just that sucks. That sucks. Oh fuck. But I guess the reverse would be forgetting to turn your alarm on day you're going back, which would be way worse because then you're late.
Yeah, Emma should have punched you in the face. Just like, all right, Alex,
I'm
you
surprised
fucking
she hasn't, to be
the
honest.
one day that I don't need this shit going off, and it doesn't have to go off, and you have it going off.
She was feeling a little roughed up too, so she had no problem
bet.
going back over after that. But so yeah, those are my not cools, not great ones, but mine are not cools this week.
Yeah, I only have two. I mean, part like I was saying, my sister, not even it, but when she's just circling the parking lot, I was like, look, dude, it's right next to the park or the car. Just park there. Park there. That's not even the one I'm talking about, though. Then we get inside Walmart, we do our shopping, and I saw something. I went to grab something else. I was like, I'm gonna check over here in this aisle. You just go grab the line. I grab whatever the fuck it was. I go over the line, and she's in line. Of course, the one line she picks is the one. We were standing in that line for like 15 minutes.
Were there issues with
the people
line?
in front of us? It was just like the people in front of us had a shit ton of stuff, and she's like, I didn't realize, like, because they're like they had the conveyor belt full when she got there. She didn't realize that everything that was in the cart at that moment still had to be fucking scanned too. So like there was less people in that line than the lines on either side of us when she grabbed it. All of those were cleared before we even got up to the register.
Oh man.
We're just standing there forever. And then at the very end of it, when everything's scanned, they're paying with cash, and the kid like just doesn't have fucking change. So then he has to go grab a fucking manager, and then they got to make the change. And it was just, I'm just looking at my sister. I'm like, you're never allowed to pick any of this. We didn't have that much shit.
There's nothing worse though than when you do bet on the line, because you basically like you always take out the like, all right, this is the quick line, and then like there's nothing better than when you are in the quick line and you were right, and you're like, fuck yeah, you pick some, because I always pick somebody that's around getting in line the same time as me, and when you beat him out, you feel like a champ. But then when you pick the wrong one, it's the worst feeling ever.
She would, and like I said, we didn't have much shit, and I just looked at her and go, you're never allowed to pick this again. She's like, this is why I go to self-checkout literally every single fucking time. She goes, yeah, well, you had alcohol and that takes forever. I'm like, what do you mean that takes forever? It's a fucking 8x10 area that has
and the guy
9
goes
things
by
in it.
and you're like, hey,
the guy
here's my
stands
ID.
in the middle. Yeah, and you just look, like the thing dings, he hears it, and he turns around, you just show him the ID, he presses a button. It's like, we would have been in and out of checkout in 4 fucking minutes waiting for 5 people in front of us. So we're here for 15 fucking minutes because you don't understand how the world works. It's like, God damn it, Cassie. Fucking pissed me off.
That fucking sucks. That's not.
And my other one was, I have today off. Today's my day off, and we did our manager schedule. Now that we're all not working 80 hours a week, we're only working like fucking 60. They had given me Thursday off too. Last week, schedule comes out this week, and my GM scheduled me for Thursday morning, so I don't even have that day off anymore. I gotta go in for I gotta go in for the morning shift. They don't fucking need me there.
At least you don't have to be the night shift, which means you can watch Big Brother.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's gonna be cool. Definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna hop on the podcast tomorrow. But like, it's like, fucking why? Like you're just paying me for no fucking reason at this point. I'm gonna hang out half the shift. I'm not really gonna do a whole lot. I'm gonna run a little bit of food and get some food going. But we've got other people, like the owner's grandson is like, he's going off to culinary school, so I'm teaching him what I do. We got another guy that's in culinary school that I'm teaching what I do. 1 or 2 of them are both going to be there. I really don't need to be there, but they're making me come in. I'm like, God damn it. I mean, granted, it's not that I don't have to be there till like 10:30. And then I leave either at 2 or 5, whatever the fuck I decide on. But I'm just like, why are you making me be here? There's no need for me to be here. Stop it. But I will take that free money.
One positive though about your work though, can I give him a shout out?
Yes, I think I know what you're gonna say.
At Jonathan's the Rub Campbell Place, Campbell Place. At Jonathan the Rub Campbell Place on Instagram. I told you guys a couple weeks ago, like every time they post anything, I'm like, did Pat make that drink? Did Pat cook that? Where's Pat? And they finally posted a 4th of July picture with the full staff, and I was like, Pat! But I'm just like commenting from the Past the Gravy account. So if anybody wanted to do that, it's pretty harmless. I'm not being mean.
Wait, was I in it?
You were in the very back left.
Oh, I mean, I don't have Instagram, so I didn't
under
see.
under y'all's mural that y'all have.
I told him what he needs to do is every time you post something like memes or whatever, he should just start going from the Jonathan's one. Where's Pat?
I'll post it. You're right there.
Honestly, don't remember taking that fucking picture.
Well, you did, and it was just funny to like mess with it because it's like it's not like me being
He loves it.
Anything.
He loves it. He said it's fun. But I told him
Everybody likes a little bit of engagement too, so it's kind of fun to just be like have a bit. I like having bits with people.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, straight up, you should just start commenting on all of our Twitter things and Instagram and just be like, where's Pat?
And then
I'll make you. It's just a meme.
Like, I'm right here.
It's just a meme, and he's just like, "Where's Pat?" I think it's more fun that I'm not included in this at all.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of what makes it even more fun.
Jonathan's the Rub Campbell Place. If you want to give him a follow on Instagram, and then request Pat and all the things. Robert, what is your not cool this week, buddy?
So last week, Sam and I took like a little mini vacation. We didn't go anywhere. We stayed here in Houston. But we got an
staycation.
Yeah, we got an Airbnb, and when we showed up to it, the cleaning crew for that Airbnb had their car window smashed, broken into, and they had some stuff stolen from their car, like right outside the Airbnb.
Comforting.
Yeah, not very comforting.
Oh, this is where we're staying. Cool.
Yeah, so we didn't stay there. We canceled, but we had to.
Did you have to pay a fee?
Yes, I did have to pay a fee.
This is way too fucking dangerous for me to stay fee.
Yeah, and so like I was like, we were parked next to the spot where their car was broken into, like for an hour, trying to find a new place to stay in, and I didn't have the time to like slow down until this past Monday when I checked. That it said like, oh, your past reservation, there was no refund for that. And it was like a lot of money. So I've just been dealing with that for the past few days, trying to make sure I get my refund.
Eat that? Okay, so you are going to get the refund.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the refund.
Gravy Gang, get on them. Robert, post something about it on Twitter.
Airbnb. Airbnb.
And
fucking give Bobby Jokes his goddamn refund now, or just we riot.
It's ridiculous that you won't give a refund on somebody not wanting to stay somewhere where there was an active burglary in front of the fucking house, and you expect them to stay there.
You had Sam with you. I can only imagine the horrors that must have been going through her mind being a woman, huh? And now they're not even gonna, gonna soothe those worries by giving you all the refund on that.
Why would there be more horrors for her instead of Bobby?
It's not as safe for women at night as it is for men. Typically, statistically, women get attacked more at night than men do.
I mean, why did you have to say as a woman that she was scared? I mean, I'm trying to point out more things. Those are the words you use when you're arguing with Airbnb, where it's like, oh, you were just gonna leave a woman in an unsafe place. And now say fuck you to the refund? Is this the kind of company you run? Which, by the way, Airbnb has loved the pandemic because just add $300 to whatever it is as a cleaning fee. And it's like, I guarantee you it doesn't cost that much. I guarantee you. They're not cleaning it.
Oh, no, they do. But I've seen some where it's like the cleaning is like just, you did a little.
It's too much.
It's quick.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think it's like
cleaning fee, $300 plus whatever else you're doing, plus the service fee, plus the check-in fee, plus like when you look at the dumb little $25 fees they ding you for like 12 times, the check-in fee, the checkout fee, you're like, well, that's just me leaving. I shouldn't have to pay to leave. And then like they can give you back. Like I've seen the worst ratings for like people that like leave trash in the trash can. Like, well, they didn't even take the trash out. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, it's trash can. Like, well, you have to take them out to the dumpster. I'm going to give you a bad review. It's like, you know what? What doesn't have problems with this? Hotels. I leave my fucking towels all over the floor. The water's just running. The TV's up as loud as it can go. The fucking sheets are all over the floor. And they're like, thanks for staying. Thank you so much for staying.
There's jizz on every surface.
Airbnb is cool. But it has gotten to a point where like Airbnb and Verbo, VRBO, is that what it is? I don't know what it is. It pronounced? Do you pronounce it or do you just use the letters? I don't know. They're the same thing. but it's just like COVID. I understand you want to have a clean place. I get that. But like they are jacking up those prices because
never even heard of Verbo. Just stay at a Motel 6. Quit being fancy, you bougie bastards.
No, but that's cool. Like that's a cool thing to do. Like try and get a little getaway in the same city. You know, you have to drive. That's nice. And like that does suck when you just like up and there goes that idea.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and now to not get to stay there and to have to deal with it days afterwards.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you
Pretty
PTSD
frustrating.
from it. Yeah, I don't know if I can ever use Airbnb again. Gravy Gang at Airbnb. Do your thing, but be polite as possible as we can, and then let him know we riot if he doesn't get the refund.
Yes.
That's polite. Please give him the refund or we riot. We were nice.
Start covering every Airbnb with gravy.
No, because you're gonna get. Then see, that's the thing. Like
No,
like,
just
like,
the
a hotel
cars,
can't
the
give you a
cars outside
bad
of them.
rating. A hotel doesn't give you a bad rating.
No, I'm not
But
saying
like an Airbnb will though, and it's like fuck you.
No. I'm not saying you go and you rent one, you go inside, you cover it in gravy. I'm saying you just start finding what places are Airbnb'd out and go and cover their cars in gravy. No, I can't stay here now. There's a rash of gravy crime.
Then that'll get tied back to us, and then we probably are on the hook for that.
Nah, I mean people have free will. Go find their where's I was gonna say go to their headquarters, but it's probably in San Francisco. And their headquarters, there's probably shit and needles outside of it anyway, so they won't care about fucking gravy.
Or gold.
Why would you cover it in gold?
I don't know. They have gold in San Francisco. I've heard that. Whole bridge is made of it.
That's true. There's a golden bridge. It's got some gates too.
I think Robert wins the not cool segment this week. If you don't want to win, but like that,
we should start picking a winner between us.
Okay. I mean, and sometimes it can be a listener. I mean, I had Comcast, like me and Comcast have been on good terms for a while. I was house sitting at my parents, and I like this. What could be a not cool? I don't really like. It's been a not cool so many times. I just passed up on it. But it was day before 4th of July. We were having people over 4th of July, and the cable box downstairs just stopped working. And so I called Comcast to get them to reboot it and stuff. And it took me like 45 minutes to get on the phone with a person. And like Comcast is like, we're rated #1 in customer service. I saw a commercial saying that yesterday. And I was like, yeah, rated #1 in customer service because nobody has the patience to wait on the phone long enough to complain about it because we can't talk to a fucking person. And then when I did talk to a person, they're like, well, we could send somebody out Monday. And I was like, that does no good right now, man. That does no good. And
just reboot it on your end, buddy.
Eventually, I just yanked the box out and then found a Comcast store. I was like, fix it, replace it. And to their credit, they were like, yes, sir. And just gave me a brand new one, exchanged it. I didn't have to give any info or anything. I could have stolen somebody's Comcast box and then just gotten a new one. But I was like, this doesn't work. I just need a new one. And they gave me one. It worked. It's fine. But I did yell at a Comcast guy for the first time in a while. So
nature's healing.
Nature's healing. No, Comcast, we had a good thing. Let's go back to that, okay? But Robert, you win the not cool this week, and let us know if you get that. Let us know if you get that resolved.
Yeah, we'll do.
We'll get the gang on.
I got some of it resolved. I got like what the host was willing to like send, but not the taxes and fees that were directly to Airbnb. That's what I'm also trying to get back.
Have you mentioned hey, I get to review you as well. So when the review says pulled up, cleaning crew's car got broken into, didn't feel safe enough to stay. I wonder if that's going to make anybody else want to rent there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can you just be like, did you reimburse the cleaning crew? The people that you hired and then, their property was damaged while they were inside the place that you hired them to go. Are they reimbursed? Because I feel like that shit's kind of connected. They're going to be like, no, we didn't reimburse them either. We're a piece of shit company. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I also just would never Airbnb my place. I always felt like I used to say I would, but it's like I just don't want people staying where I live. If it was like a second house, like I get that. I've stayed at a couple where it was like one time we stayed in San Antonio with some friends and it was like down the street from the people that owned the house. And they're like, yeah, we just Airbnb it. Why not? Which I was like, that makes sense if it's not like your house. Like if like you just own it and instead of renting it, you can just Airbnb it on weekends and shit like that. But like,
I think if you're gonna Airbnb your place, it's got to be like in a middling price range. Like it's got to be semi-expensive, but like not in the super ridiculously
cheaper.
rich
It's got to be
expensive.
cheaper than a hotel, which I don't feel like they are anymore.
No, but that's the thing. I don't think you want to be in that range where it's just cheap and people will just do whatever. You want it to be kind of expensive to where, you know, there's some money that's going into this and people will go, but you don't want to be in the super expensive range where people are so rich they don't give a shit about destroying your place and they'll just do whatever because money means nothing to them. You want it to be somewhere in that middling range where like, oh, you know, people can afford this for a nice weekend, but also if they fuck up my place, it's going to be really expensive for them. Like it's going to end up doubling what they spent and that's going to hurt them.
Well, I mean, there's cool places. I know in New Orleans, I went with my friend Dinah one time, and she had like an Airbnb, and her Airbnb was, when we dropped her off, it was like the side house of somebody's, like in their backyard, they had like a garage, I guess they had converted, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, yeah, you can rent that out, make a little extra cash, like, but like also like you don't have somebody wandering to and from your bathroom and shit in the middle of the night or anything like that. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, dude, T's and P's, Robert. You win the not cool game today.
Sorry about that.
Unfortunately. Let's move on to the answers segment brought to you by littlemshop.com. You know, they were Little M air fresheners. Now it's just littlemshop.com because they're not just air fresheners. They do have air fresheners, but they have much, much more. They got keychains. They got planners. They got t-shirts. They got stickers. They got everything, guys. Go check them out, littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com. Got some awesome t-shirts. Pat, you walked away with, there we go. He did it.
I remembered this time.
Thank you. See, we're learning, guys. We're learning on this podcast. But Little M air freshener, or Little M shop, they have t-shirts. Emma was wearing one the other day, just said tired on it. I like that. Tired, don't talk to me, main character, all kinds of awesome ones like that. Go take a look at them. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by anything there. They have some awesome keychains. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, ladies, fellas, I know Raymundo, I know you're a Taylor Swift fan. They have a getaway car keychain. Maybe you want one of those bad boys. They have millennial stickers. They have all kind of awesome stickers, fellas. I always tell you, get your girl, take your girl's car when she's not there, or when she's at the house just doing stuff, go get it washed. Order a Little M air freshener, throw it up on that rear view mirror. It's going to look awesome. She's going to think it smells great. Get her maybe a little keychain, a little getaway car keychain, throw it right there. Boom, done. She's going to be like, wow, what is this? Maybe hand her some stickers right there. She's going to love you. It's going to be awesome. littlemshop.com, the best keychains, air fresheners, stickers, everything in the world. littlemshop.com, at Little EM tweets on Twitter, and at Little EM shop on Instagram, and the official sponsor of the answers segment, which we will begin right after this.
Well, if you just answer the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question. Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Answers. Any questions?
Weezy came in the room for the answers segment. She's excited.
I'm proud of myself for remembering that this time. Like I stood up, I dropped him, and then immediately I was, no, I got it.
That's
I got
the
it.
feedback issue where he has his Xbox headset, and when he leaves and doesn't move the mic up, then we just hear ourselves fed back into his headset. So shout out to Pat for
progress.
That. The answer segment, guys. Any question that comes to mind, if it's a high thought, a drunk thought, something you saw online, you want relationship advice, you want life advice, hit your boys up. We are the answers questions at answerers. Question answerers. That's just, I don't know. That's kind of why we call it the answers thing. I remember not Robert California. Who is the state senator? Robert Lipton. Senator Robert Lipton from The Office. When we had him, he gave away the best answers question asker one year. And he was like, that's a really confusing title. That was kind of why we did it. Like best answers question asker is like when you answer, but okay. Regardless, you ask us the questions, we answer them. Hashtag PTG answers at PassGradePod. And that's how we will get them. You can also email them to us, answers@passgradepod.com, but we do prefer the Twitter method first. Hashtag PTG answers at Pass the Gravy Pod on Twitter. Our first answers question comes to us from our podcast son, Skylar Lester.
Oh my God, it's Skylar!
At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. And Skylar says, why aren't more dads upset about climate change, considering how mad they get when someone changes the temperature on the thermostat? I mean, I would say because it
does not
change. Home climate change is really what they're worried about.
Yeah, climate change doesn't directly affect the bills. Like, there's not a noticeable change from one month to the next. Whereas if you change the thermostat, you're going to see that difference to heat up a whole house.
They say the oceans are rising like I give a shit. That's what I believe Bo Burnham said that. And by the way, if you haven't watched the Bo Burnham special Inside, fucking what are you doing with your life? But
I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I still need to get on that.
You need to. I don't know if you're going to like it as much, but.
Oh, no, I love everything Bo Burnham. Not Bill Burnham. Bo Burnham. I almost said Bill Burnham. Bo Burnham. I love Bo Burnham, and I'm super excited for this because, like, all the hype it's gotten, I know it's going to live up to it because his style of comedy is fucking. I love that shit.
Yeah. I think that dads definitely do care about that, like, because obviously, like, climate change is in their house. They care about, like, their own climate change. They only care about the climate change they're paying for, is what I'm saying.
Also, like, I know this.
Al Gore is somebody's dad,
so
he cares about climate change.
This has always been like a running joke in like TV, and I don't know. As a kid, did you ever touch a thermostat? It never even crossed my mind to try.
Oh, I would turn it down.
No,
like my dad wasn't ever like, what the fuck? But I also wouldn't put it at like 65 degrees. Like, I knew people that would do that, and it's like, what? That's absurdly cold.
My house was just the temperature that my house was. I lived there, so I was used to it. Which apparently I think my parents or my brother or something has since told me we kept it at like 75, 78. Like, we didn't keep it cold. And I never noticed because I just lived there.
75-ish during the day. I go down to 69 nice at night just because I like to sleep with it cold.
We go 70 here in my home. But maybe my brother told me we kept it like 78, 80. I remember one time of one of my siblings telling me what we kept it at, and I was like, that's absurdly high. But, like, I don't know, as a kid, it never occurred to me to touch the thermostat. I don't know why. I guess I just was used to it and I wasn't uncomfortable, but I don't know. I don't even know, like,
silver spoon in your mouth.
To be honest with you, I'm running through the floor plan of my house I grew up in. I lived there for 15 years. I couldn't tell you where the thermostat was. I think I have an idea of where it was, but honestly,
what did it look like?
Not sure. It looked like a fucking thermostat, Robert. What do you think?
But do you ever have the ones, like, I've lived in places so old that had like the rectangle box and like it had sliders.
I don't remember if it had that. It was a rectangle box.
Oh yeah.
It might have had. Now that you mention it, it might have had the slider, but I'm not. I mean, the house was built in like 1992.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it was. I mean, they built the house and we moved into it.
I didn't understand how the sliders worked. I couldn't like figure out like what temperature I wanted. Like, I don't know. It was confusing. It was when I was really young.
You couldn't figure out.
You're like overcorrect. You overshoot 60. It or you undershoot it is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it says it's just a little dial that you move.
They're not always accurate though.
I mean, whatever. I don't know if that. I honestly don't know. But it just. Yeah, I never had this conversation with my dad where he was like, don't touch the thermostat, because it never once occurred to me to touch the thermostat.
I had friends that's dad were like that. My dad personally was not like that. But yeah, dude, I think dads care about climate change that is costing them money.
Yeah, dads care about a bank account change.
Not so fucking much the ice caps.
Yeah.
Which fish, by the way, we learned today, love when the ice caps melt.
Hey, if they melt, that just means there's more fishing.
Exactly. So that's
maybe more places to fish. All of a sudden, you'll be able to fish in ocean fish in Kansas.
Son, we can go fishing now. Shit, throw a reel out the back door.
Fish also love methamphetamine.
Calm down, Hank Hill.
They've done a study where like some trout got addicted to methamphetamines, and because like when you pee out, like if you're on drugs, you're peeing out drugs and it's going through waste treatment. That stuff isn't getting filtered out of that, and so it goes through the rivers and whatever. And so
is this an episode of A Recent Study Suggests?
Maybe an upcoming one.
Oh, okay. And we can listen to that wherever you listen to podcasts, right? Yep. Wherever you listen to Pass the Gravy, episodes every Monday.
Every Monday.
Are you going to do a double-blind study where you also try meth and see if it's more addictive to humans or trout?
Do
that. I'm not sure. I think I'll leave it to that.
In a Mike Trout jersey.
In a Mike Trout jersey, yeah. I'll try that. I don't know if I can buy another player's jersey.
Maybe we'll
get that either, dude. I never was able to do that.
We'll get Mike Fish to do it. Close enough.
Oh, there you go. It's kind of the same thing. I did listen to this week's episode, the Made in the USA, where people would spend money, and it's like I was like, you're right. I have been guilty of it says Made in the USA. Shit, I'd rather give my country my money. It's like, yeah, I did pay $2 more for that. So solid episode this week. If you're looking for something to listen to after this, go check out A Recent Study Suggests at A Recent Study Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Robert and Sam do a great job on it. So go check it out. Every Monday they have new episodes. And especially this Monday where a lot of podcasts didn't even put out new episodes. You guys were still doing the work, grinding that out and putting out stuff. So you got a Monday episode this week, and it was pretty 4th of July type related too. So I don't know if y'all planned that, but it worked out well. Yeah,
we were contractually obligated. We were going to take the week off, but that contract.
Not for this country, not for our country, all right, our next answers question comes to us from Alexis Garcia at Alexis Texas _, and she says, is posting an Apple Music / Spotify song to your story the IG version of updating your MySpace profile song? I feel like, is she referring to me specifically? Because I definitely do this when I'm like walking the dog and I hear a song that I'm into, I'll just screenshot the song I just posted. It's like, I don't tell people they have to go listen to it, but I just like to be like, hey, this song slaps.
I'm not on IG, but I'm going to have to say no, because you can post 19 songs back to back like that and bam, 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 bam. Your MySpace profile song was a serious thing. You had to love that song because that was your song. You could only have one at a time. Now, granted, you could change it every day if you wanted to, but nobody did that.
It's the TikTok version of the MySpace song. It's like, because now kids, they just want to hear their favorite part of that song. Like they don't even I don't even know the no, whatever the fucking song that is. That's the only part that anybody cares about, and that's the only thing that TikTok had. Like they don't fucking care. So like, yeah, this is kind of that. They don't want the same song. They just want what they can see once. I think that is the MySpace equivalent.
I would say it's the this generation equivalent, not the IG equivalent.
And because I do maybe it, so that's why I'm hip with the kids.
If you want to say because of the shorter attention span where you only want that one, but MySpace, that song was supposed to mean something. Like it had to be a song that you love. I remember I broke up with a girl and her song for like next 3 weeks was "Stupid Boy" by Kenny Chesney.
No, I've had that. I had
or Keith Urban, whoever the fuck it was. Yeah,
I had that exact scenario happen to myself as well.
High five, buddy.
Boom.
Yeah, we're stupid boys.
We're stupid boys. And then what was it? That Hinder song. Every girl had that as
Lips of an Angel.
Lips of an Angel, that's so sweet. And it's like they were like, oh, it's such a great song. And it's like the song is literally about a guy cheating on his girlfriend.
Yeah, that always
the next room.
Absolute banger of a song.
I wish she was you. And it's like, but it's not like romantic. It's like
didn't Hinder have
cheating?
Was that the song, or Hinder had a song right where like they sang it, but then like a country singer also sang it too, right? Was that the one?
I don't know.
I think that might have been it. I don't know if it was Jason Aldean or I think it might have been Jason Aldean also sang it. Isn't it just weird that every so often a song comes along like that? We're gonna have a country singer sing this, but then also like Boyz II Men is gonna sing.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had one of those in a while. We need that. We need to unify the country like that.
Guys, remember? Yeah. Was it Nelly and who was it? It was Nelly and Alan Jackson or Tim McGraw. It was like,
because it's all
over and over again.
I think about it over and over again.
Like,
I just keep
hey,
picturing you with him.
everybody was united at that point. All right. It
Yeah.
brought us all together.
But
It
that
was
was-
like Kendall Jenner
that was a
when she
collab.
handed everybody a Pepsi. It was basically that.
I'm talking about when a song is such a banger for I don't know, semi rock, I don't know, alt rock or something like that. They're like, you know what, this would also bang as a country song, and then they just fucking do it. Whatever record label had somebody write it, they were just like, you know what, both of you record it. Let's fucking go, shoot it out there. Fuck it.
I mean, and those are the songs that saved a nation.
Oh, actually, you know why that doesn't happen anymore? Because on country, it's just pop music with a southern accent. So it is the same song whether they release it with this artist or a different one. Same fucking thing. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's not an IG version of it.
I think it is.
I'm gonna say it's
modern version.
It's gonna say a this generation version
IG
of
is
it,
kind of
because
this generation's MySpace. Robert, you break the tie.
But I was just gonna say, because attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter every generation.
I agree. Which is good that we have a very long podcast.
But see, it's hard for Robert to be the tiebreaker on this because
you didn't have a MySpace.
You didn't have a MySpace. You don't understand the significance of the MySpace.
No, I didn't.
I didn't have a Zanga.
I didn't have a.
But you have to cast the ruling vote.
I think it is like an IG version of this.
Son of a bitch!
You think it is like an IG version of it?
Yeah, I think it's an IG version of it.
Oh, did I yell son of a bitch so loud that it didn't even record?
No, I just couldn't hear him that well. But yeah, okay. It's like this generation, and yeah, I think it's the same. I think what you said was basically the same answer, Pat. In a different way, but still,
same, but different, but still same.
Exactly. Our next question is from Gen Z Zach Woodruff at Salsa 6800 on Twitter. He says, "Does a gynecologist just have a degree in pussy?"
Goddamn straight he does, or she does.
I think that is part of the degree, but does a gynecologist just have a degree in pussy? I don't think so, because he's not just looking at the pussy as a whole. He's looking at everything within it, which is like, lady parts that are not, it's not all the pussy.
Would you say,
he's checking for cysts. He's, I'm trying to, uteruses. What other? Uterize. I've
got one.
Corrects me, and I'm just like, yep, nailed it. Let's go.
Is a gynecologist a healthcare professional?
That I like better. But no, I think a gynecologist does not. Pussy is under their degree.
But all those things that you just said involve the pussy. Well, I guess you could say the uterus doesn't technically involve the pussy. It is
like the pussy, and then you're the uterus. The uterus isn't part of the vagina. I feel weird just saying pussy that much.
Because you say a gynecologist is a veterinarian. Because he deals with pussy, cats.
No,
pussy.
It's just it feels gross to continuously throw the word pussy around like that when referring to a vagina. Calling somebody a pussy a bunch isn't weird, but just being like, look at that pussy right there. Yeah, when I'm talking about pussy, eating pussy, it's like, okay, we said it too many times.
I hope Emma's just in the other room reading a book or something. At that moment, she just lifts her head like, fuck this guy.
Sometimes when I'm editing together clips and stuff, she'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because she can only hear my response. And she's just hearing me going, pussy, pussy, pussy. And she's like, what the hell is he talking about now? And it's like, no, I have a good reason to say it.
Let's class it up a little bit so you don't have to say pussy over and over. Do they have a degree in cunts?
Really classed it up there. I don't think they just have a degree in pussy.
They also have a degree in cunts.
I think that's under the umbrella of their degree, but it is not just a degree in pussy. I think we're all on agreement in that, huh?
The pussbrella, yes.
The under the pussbrella, which doesn't really make sense, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it. All right, our next answers question comes to us from Alex O at Alex McThunder1 on Twitter, and Alex says, two-part question here. Is a block of cheese technically a loaf of milk? Is anything in a block form considered a loaf of its own category?
I am so on board with this. I want it to replace your goddamn boomerang theory. This is so good.
Anything in a block form considered a loaf of its own category?
A block of cheese is definitely a loaf of milk.
It kind of is, yeah.
Or
yeah,
maybe if you want to get, if you don't like that, maybe we could say it's a loaf of cheese. And anything in block form is considered
like a
loaf.
Rectangular block.
Because,
yeah.
Yeah. The second part of it is anything in block form considered a loaf of its own category. So if that's what you're going to go with, then yes, a block of cheese is a loaf of cheese. If you don't want to go milk, I will say it is milk, but that's very specific.
I'll allow that.
It is a loaf of cheese, definitely. Specifically, you could say it's a loaf of milk.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's a great fucking question.
Yeah, I don't really I was trying to analyze it more, but no, I think he nailed it. Like a block of anything like that is a loaf. So show us your favorite loafs at PTG Loaf. Just anything you see out in the wild this week that you see a loaf of, anything in a block, it's a loaf. You could have a loaf of wood, just anything like that.
Loaf of wood. I like that.
A loaf of wood. It's just a wooden block.
Dude, our
loaf of metal.
Our employee bathroom key is connected to a loaf of wood.
There you go. That's a great question, Alex.
I fucking love that.
Alex created a Twitter a couple of weeks ago just so he could interact with the podcast. And Alex, I appreciate you, brother. And we love your interaction on the show. You keep bringing us some fire questions like that. And maybe you're nominated for a Gravies Award at the end of the year. Who knows? I think he's a Rookie of the Year candidate as well. So,
yeah. And just a great Twitter handle. Alex McThunder one.
I love it.
That's a good one.
Fantastic. Our final
That's a great porn
question,
name too.
It is Alex McThunder and Brent Champagne. There's a guy on Big Brother this season named Brent Champagne. And it's that is a 70s porn star name.
Yes.
Brent Champagne and Alex McThunder in Double Team. Moving on. Our final question comes from our buddy Matthew Jaramillo at TX Jalapeno 85, the man who gave me he gave Drunk Alex a sticker that Drunk Alex has now misplaced. But hopefully I get a new one and it will be right on the wall behind me, brother. Just hit me up and I'll give you the deets on where to send it. Matthew Jaramillo says, "Why do bald people wear hairnets?" Pat, you're a restaurant worker. I'm assuming it's just because it's code, right?
That would be my guess. Do they? I think
I've seen people that are maybe not fully bald, but I've seen people balding. And it's if you have any hair at the top of your head, you got to have the hairnet on anyways. But I've also seen
don't.
I thought you did.
We all wear hats.
Right? Okay, well that's sort of a hairnet.
So, which was weird because hairnets, that'll hold all your hair in, and they're or you could just wear a fucking hat.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if you have to. Because I got one dude that sometimes doesn't wear hats.
I feel like school lunch, school lunchrooms always I feel did they have hairnets on, or am I just imagining that?
They do, but also I don't know if that's mandatory or just I don't know if it's a law or just I don't know if it's a law or a rule.
Right.
Just a rule that people put in place, but it's not specifically required. Okay. I don't know, man. That's a good question. I'm gonna say they just want to be included. They're self-conscious for being bald.
I think they want to be included as well, but I also think it's probably just code, or just it's the rule. And it's if you work with food, you got to have a hairnet on. And I think it's kind of a pointless hairnet, but it's there.
It's there.
Robert, are you in agreement with this?
Yes.
All right. Well, on that note, I think that'll do it for us today. Shout out to Ryan Humphries and Cody Chrest. Give them follows on Twitter. Let them know that you're from the Gravy Gang. Give them some love. We basically these are our boys now. These are our boys. They're definitely our two favorite Sam Houston State players. They're our favorite college athletes at this point. give a follow at Ryan Landry 6712 for Ryan, and at Chrest Cody on Twitter for Cody. And that's CHREST Cody on Twitter for Cody. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at Not Pat Dan. Robert is at Robert Barbosa 03. And the podcast at Pass the Gravy Pod. Give us a follow on all of those. And please share us with a friend. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever else you're listening to us. If you're watching Big Brother, we're going to be doing Pass the Gravy Bro after every episode. Tune into our Facebook Live tonight after the season premiere, and we'll be breaking down what happened on the first show of the season. Pass the Gravy Bro on Facebook is where you can watch all that. And you can also listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. Recent study suggests check that out as well. Ryan Humphries does Walk On Radio. You can listen to that wherever else you're listening to podcasts. We have Disappointed But Not Surprised on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network. The Weekly D Podcast. They may be involved in like Doge Fest. Dojapalooza is like a big crypto fest that they're trying to get involved in. Go check out their last week's podcast where they talked to the founder of that. If you're into crypto, and a recent study suggests podcast. And other than that, have a great rest of your week until we talk to you guys next week. Pass the gravy, bitches.
I call it bad just a day. You hit me with a call to your place. Ain't been out in a while anyway. Was hoping I could get you through a smile on her face. Romantic talking, you ain't even have to try. You couldn't have to fuck with me tonight. Like another table, all I see is with